Welcome to another special edition. We're gonna put the backpack on. It's not that heavy today. And we're here, the Post Canada, Post Canada, Post Canada, Post Canada, Post Canada, Canada Post. And you got these Canada geese. Today I had, tomorrow that is, I have an interview for a job. Thank you, my anonymous friend, for the referrals. And I'm excited. We're gonna get something seasonal for the work. Yours truly, look at those geese. Sun shining and you got geese over there and geese over there right here. This big complex, black and white. They're eating, chugging away, and it's quite a sight here. I didn't know it was this big. And you got the big True North Strong and Free, which needs to add some of that liberty, loving. And beautiful red flowers. Not really flowers here, but they turn on that red from that green. And we're gonna go back. We came by bus, and here's the complex, and here's when I gotta come tomorrow for a job interview. But I kind of like how it's the red color and it's nice sun shining. I didn't know it was this big, but I'm excited for the proposal tomorrow to get maybe opportunity for employments. And gotta turn my head left and right, and as I go, of course, on the go. We're gonna go back to headquarters. I'm excited for tomorrow. Go Canada Post, go Canada Post, go Canada Post, go. You know, they work hard, and I have my own protocols and ideas, of course, for the implementation of several protocols and theories. And I'm gonna turn my head left and right before I cross the street here, just to make sure I got safely. And it's a beautiful sky, beautiful clouds. It is 11:40. So my interview tomorrow is 11:45. So I came back a little bit by 5 minutes. So that means that tomorrow I'm gonna have a lot of time. I wanted to calculate how much it will take me by bus if I leave at 10. So if I left at 10, I had it back on time. So I made it back on time. But that's the most important thing, not to be late. But I think I'm gonna leave even earlier tomorrow. And now I'm gonna see if I can go back by foot. We're gonna explore the area. Cause I took the bus here to get here in the complex, and see you got here a big parking lot, Canada Post. So we're gonna go by that way. And you see the big complex here, Canada Post in Montreal, Hakata, Montreal. That big flag, it needs to get some of that Quebec, US, Mexico, North America complex united. And you're gonna learn a bit about Canada Post. I do know that it was founded about 156 years ago. And you got that big Canadian flag right there, 156 years ago. Canada Post was founded about 156 years ago. So I'm excited. Get a seasonal employment. Seasonal employment is going to be a few months. I believe it's like 5 months or maybe less. I'm not sure exactly seasonal because I applied to several, but you got to work. And I've been working, had employments during COVID, but due to my condition, being an Aspie, sometimes it's Aspie. Hey, Canada geese. Where you going? What you eating? And you got the airport there, so you get Canada geese here. We're gonna get that transpired. Turn the head left and right, and yes. Beautiful Canada geese. Gotta salute. They're on the dollar. They're on the dollar. And we're gonna get on the dollar right here. Beautiful Canada geese right here. Whoop, hello. They're dancing a bit. I don't know what they're saying, but they kind of seem very content to be in the space here and just going about their business. I wasn't wondering that they're gonna survive here, in the midst of the urban jungle, in the midst of the urban jungle. In the midst of the urban jungle, the Canada geese are right there. Canada geese are right there in the midst of the urban jungle, in the midst of this beautiful big complex. And from what I know, there are some difficulties with the finance. I'm gonna have to revise when I get back at home, do a little bit of homework, read more about Canada Post, because if I'm gonna be working, it's gonna start in November. And it start like mid-November. So tomorrow is just the interview to get maybe a yes or a no. But here it is, Canada Post. We got the big Canada Post right here, and it's always on that complex and always on the opportunity, and I'm just financially stressed. I am financially stressed at the moment. Being financially stressed, it means that I have difficulties in certain situations. And being an Aspie, it has been a difficult journey to maintain long-term employment. Many Aspies know what I'm referring, unless we're employed and unless we're understood what Asperger's is. It's HFA, high functioning autism, high functioning autism, high functioning autism. It's HFA, it's high functioning autism. Asperger's, it's HFA, high functioning autism. And my obsessive interest is geopolitics. Geopolitics, the study, the analysis of geopolitics is my obsessive interest. So it's geopolitics 24/7. So now, of course, I'm always meditating from a geopolitical perspective, from a defense, security, and service perspective, from a defense, security, and service perspective, from a defense, security, and service at the moment, as the sun shining on me, clouds round about, because that's what I am, an independent geopolitical theoretical analyst, an artist, an athlete, philosopher, and of course, also a mystic. And of course, I was there in past lives. I had a little bit of business in the past with Canada Post, but now you can see all these, how they gotta be secured. And of course, in terms of geopolitics, my geopolitical analysis is of course mostly for defense. So when I get back home, I'm gonna do a little bit of more research, see how the finances is, and here I'm excited to come because I got a job opportunity, employment, and I'm always willing to work, especially within the context of my work as an independent artist, athlete, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist, and mystic, and of course somebody who's on that complex 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, 24/7 on the go. And here it is in the sun, we got to get those warehouses, and we got a North American civilizational complex. The North American civilizational complex is of course my philosophy theory for the collective North American civilizational complex within the context of my dream, which is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilizational complex. Across North America, truckers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors now. Highways on the road, sun is shining a bit strongly, but it was 6 degrees, and I'm excited, for Canada Post. Canada Post, very excited, and gonna learn some history, maybe gonna do a coffee with Dragon session on Canada Post tonight, today, tomorrow after my interview maybe, or in the coming days, weeks ahead, just before, if I do get the business opportunity to make a little bit of finance, because I am financially stressed, and I had many employments I really enjoyed during COVID, but due to the condition being an Asper, having Asperger's, which is HFA, high functioning autism, high functioning autism, high functioning autism, it's HFA, it's high functioning autism, So having HFA, high functioning autism, is right here, right now, on this beautiful meditation on the island. It's a big island, 2.5 million people, is like a small country, and always meditating now from a terms of security, defense, from a geopolitical context, because people with Asperger's, like myself, Aspies, we have obsessive interests. So those obsessive interests preoccupy most of our day, most of our time, and to the point that we are obsessed. And sometimes even now, when I was going in the bus, I was putting the bus travel, the bus services within a geopolitical context, within the terms of geopolitics, as I am putting, of course, Canada Post, public security, firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production, distribution of food, in the terms of a geopolitical context and everything that's transpiring now. To get it on that Canada Post, to get it on that Canada Post, to get it for them to go, and now Canada Post delivers. Just gonna turn my head left and right before I cross the street, because you never know. The brakes can malfunction, potential malfunctioning of the brakes, potential for the brakes to malfunction. Things of that nature, things of this nature, it's always a potential to malfunction the brakes. And Canada Post got a little bit of finance. I believe they're in difficulty financially, but then I believe, of course, and I know so, that my DRT, paradoxically, my DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE is what's going to get us solved. And who's ready for the Habs tonight? Let's talk a little bit of Habs, please, please, please. NHL Habs with it, reduce the cost by 44.9%, 44.9%, 44.9%, 44.9%. The costs, 44.9%, that's by estimated calculation since February 2020, February, March, since I had COVID. I can't believe it's going to be 5 years, and this going to be 5 years in a few months, in 5 months. 5 months is going to be 5 years since I survived the COVID. I died during COVID, nothing that I want to go back to, but living now carpe diem it every day, and that's what it is for the XYZ, that's what it is for the XYZ, and that's what it is for what it is now. And We gotta get it for that XYZ and XYZ on the coast, and we gotta get it for the I, man. The I, that's the sun, my of the king shining, and we always gotta meditate, always in a meditative state. What's happening now across the transpiration of the North American civilizational complex, and go Habs go 24/7 tonight versus the Leafs. Give some charity, millionaires, billionaires. I see that post there. See, he's speaking with a cell phone that bounces into a cell phone. Don't know technicals, but Toi, the God deity of wisdom, understanding, knowledge, the all-knowing scribe of all the universe. Maybe he's gonna implement in my brain a little spark of the knowledge of science, technology, which in the parallel life I do know, but that's the king, my pub, the sun shining beam on the LOV, you know. So rock and roll 24/7 for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all those involved in the production, distribution of food, all those in working in daycares, changing already some of those smelly diapers. Just maybe 44 diapers were changed throughout the island of Montreal metropolis. 2.5 million people within since I started this video, maybe 44 or more. Diapers been changed since I started this video or more. Maybe 44 diapers or more have been changed since I started this video or more. Maybe 44 diapers have been changed since I started this video or more. Maybe 44 diapers have been changed since I started this video or more. Maybe 44 diapers have been changed since I started this video or more, you know. So that's what we got to do on here on the island, and sometimes we got to do what thou wilt, with justice, liberty, freedom, my liberty, in concording with somebody else's. And go Post Canada, go, you know. It's a 176-year-old institution, and see that tower there. Got to think about geopolitics, you know, in terms of security, service, and defense. The North American Collective Civilizational Complex, aka North America. When I say the Collective North American Civilizational Complex, and all who live within the realm of North America, because I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American. Although it can be universal and international, fundamental, I am North American, and I live for North America. It's prosperity, because that's pretty much what I know. As much as I wish to cooperate with all the world for world peace, I fundamentally am a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, and I've been lived on the island for many, many years, survived COVID, been depressed, suicidal 7 years ago. Cross Canada, coast to coast, that got me out of being depressed and suicidal. When I crossed Canada, coast to coast, that got me out of being depressed and suicidal. When I crossed Canada, coast to coast, that event in my life made me come out of being depressed, being suicidal. I was depressed, suicidal. I started working out, training. I got cross Canada, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, ocean to ocean, Mario, Mascat, Mare. And that event changed my whole life, turned my whole life around. That event really changed my life. And here's the Truck Canada Post, saluting the Canada Post workers, firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, train conductors. How about those pilots? Trains in the sky, maybe 44 just across in Quebec, La Belle Province, North American complex. Civilization is a privilege, the privilege of civilization, you know. The highways, the roads, all the electricity, go Hydro-Quebec, go Hydro-Quebec, go. We got that beautiful skyline above sky high. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful that is. Of course, now going south, I came up in the north, and that is, of course, a little bit on the west. So took the bus, and gotta get it for those highways. I'm gonna cross the streets here safely, prudently, and we're gonna go back to business, back to my headquarters, try to get it on that feet. Try to get it on the feet and try to get it for those. To get back to my headquarters, which way, if I can go that way, east, west, north, south, whatever the counterbalance is, we're gonna try to get it all the way to the top and then cross over there. See how that goes. We're gonna cross the bridge, I guess, and then circumvent and go east, west, north, south. So I want to see if I can come by foot, because I'm thinking of actually walking here and walking here is going to take me how long it's going to take me, but see the route that I'm going to take, you know, the routes. I'm going to have to cross on the other side. Let's see if I cross on the other side, and oh yeah, it's better if I do cross there at the lights. Let's see, the safest way for me to go on that side would be actually to traverse and go by the IKEA. and then go by that side there. I guess without getting lost. Exploration, so many things just on the island, 2.5 million people. You know, the island of Montreal, that's a big island, and sometimes we just gotta circumvent, and yeah, I gotta wait for the light, you know, light to turn green on this side, and we gotta get it towards the sun. Sometimes imagine all the buildings, highways, workers of the 20th century. Takes a little bit of that old school with the new school. Please, Habs, reduce the cost. Millionaire athletes, give a little bit of charity. Butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. LOV to the firefighters, LOV to the butchers, LOV to the bakers. Now across North American Collective, those changing some diapers in the daycares. Gotta be prudent here, but it's my way to cross. So this is the street, so that's where the Post Canada is. I'm gonna have to check the finances. From what I know, there's 718 millions in debt. Hey, somebody wearing that red, my favorite color. Somebody wearing that red, my favorite color. We love. I got 718 trillions of kisses, 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 trillions of kisses. That's a lot of kisses credited from the forgotten goddess, from the forgotten goddess, from the forgotten goddess. Hey, it's got a little bit of that good trucks and LOV, love I got. Hey, it's my turn to cross. Also got to be prudent even if I cross, you know. Got to be added extra prudent because I got to cross with turning my head left or right nonetheless, you know, as the sun's shining, and I got to watch at that sky. I know how visible it is. I got plenty of time, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, whatever the case may be. And we're going to go by the side here and gonna circumvent there. I see the passing where it is, and for me to calculate the safest way, and you see both those clouds there, those clouds are there. We gotta get it for those clouds, for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and all involved in the production, distribution of food. Montreal, the island, is really all I know. XYZ, and that's what it is for the turning of the heads on the left, on the right, and on the left here as we circumvent, and see that beautiful clouds. Yeah, beautiful clouds. You know, I'm joyous, but financially stressed, you know, and here's an IKEA. I'm on a budget, so I only got a few dollars. Got to get myself some toilet paper, and I got food. Thank you for the donation of the turkey. I got to go back to wash the dish when I get back because I put some soap and water in it. So I cooked some good, I saved some good. I ate half and half for later, so I kept a lot, like 90. I only ate 7%, 93% of the turkey I kept to put it in the fridge. Gonna be kept, of course, for that Thanksgiving coming, I believe, Monday. So me and my anonymous friend, who wasn't my friend because of the money, and you know, gotta get that 50-50. 50-50. Gotta get that 50-50, you know. 50-50. Gotta get that 50-50, man. If I make $1 million, gonna give half. $1 billion, gonna give half. $1 trillion, and here we are, yours truly, and propose again, you know. Papa Crowley's birthday, lesser feast, October 12, and here I gotta be prudent with the cars, you know. As prudent as I can be with the cars here, and here we got it by the parking lot, and they're there on the safety having a discussion, so gotta think about my prudence, and the sun being on that side, you know, so gotta get it on the go, and they're getting on the now, and the IKEA, give some workers a raise, butchers, bakers, nurses, those warehouse workers, give them a little bit of raise with that, so that's how we're gonna go get it with that, and turning on that head. Yeah. Anyways, gonna love you. Love you too. So we gotta get on that dash, and we gotta go by the circumvention and see if still got some trees here. And they said hello and smile, so that's good. But I wasn't, because they were all smoking. I didn't want to approach to continue the conversation because it's too early for me to get inhale the smoke, and I only smoke rarely. So I last cigarettes pack was 7 years ago, 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 7 years ago. But we gotta get it on the go, gotta get it on the now, gotta get it on the Dow. So we gotta get it for the LOV, we gotta get it for the lovers, and thank you, be loved, hug like you never hugged before. I would have said them, hug like you never hugged before. Workout, train, exercise. Encourage you all to workout, train, exercise. 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 It is my medicine and therapy of choice. And see, that's what I said. I'm gonna come here to get it on the prudent side, you know, getting on that prudent side and getting back to business, back to the headquarters, you know, exploring, always thinking about geopolitics. My cousin there laughing at me, that's okay. I have Asperger's, so it's HFA, high functioning autism, high functioning autism, and that's what it is for the drill there, and that's what we're gonna go get it for that, so that's what we're gonna go get it for the drill, and that's what we're gonna go keep it on the go, you know, so it's LOV. For the butchers, for the nurses, for the doctors, for those firefighters, you know, for those involved in the production, distribution of food here, the island of Montreal, surrounded by a big, surrounded by a big river. Is that surrounded by a big river? So where did we come? We came through that way, so if we crossed on that side, I'm trying to place the bus. Oh, I think I know now. I'm trying to, because I don't want to deviate. I don't want to get like on the lost side, you know. But I think we came by that way, gonna explore. Oh yeah, that's what I believe. Albeit, I think I could have went that way. I believe I could have went that way. Let's see if I go that way. I kind of know myself a little bit about it, but how deep can I go through that side? If I can go through that side, can I go by that side a bit? Let's see. Anyways, we're gonna see by the end, but I also believe that I'm able to go by that way, but if not, we're gonna go by that and then turn it on the lope, so highways, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. Imagine across North America now. All the truckers. All the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, the doctors. Canada coast to coast. Confederation. Thousands of truckers, LOV truckers. LOV, the butchers, the bakers, and all the North American collective, you know? The North American Civilizational Collective. How about the bridge builders? Imagine all the labor to build this. This was labor, so. Oh yeah, I see the mountain. Now I can situate myself. By my second home, the mountain, see there? So the mountain, you can see it from far off. You see the mountain? You see the mountain, that's where we are. My second home, that's where we go usually. See that place? I don't know how visible it's on the camera, but that's Mount Royal. That's where we go most of the videos. That's where we go most. So now we know. We placed ourselves in beautiful sky. See, that's Mount Royal. That's my second home. So now we know we're gonna drill it towards the west. So the camera's pointing west now. West. So that's west. And I mean that's no east. Wait. Okay, east, west, I'm heading north. Okay, I'm heading north now. I'm heading north. Because the sun now is going west. The sun's going west. So the sun, well, where the sun's not going, actually, the sun's static, right? The sun's static, the sun's static, the sun's static, you know, the sun's static, actually. So the sun's actually staying, you know, so the sun's staying, the sun's staying. The sun's staying, the sun's staying, you know, so the sun's staying. The sun's actually staying, you know. It's us that revolves. We revolve around the sun. We revolve around the sun. So we revolve around the sun, but we always say the sun's going. See, now the camera's pointing south, west, north, west. Well, kind of west, like that's east, 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 southeast now, southeast, east, east, east. So we're gonna go southeast now. The sun's going west, right? The sun's not going, like I said. We are actually going, right? But you see the oratoire, so that's Outremont. The other side is the Mount of Amoureu. So that's so far. From here is about maybe anywhere between 13.4 and 25.44. 25.44. Anywhere between 13.3 and 25.44. 25.44. 25.44. And 25.44. That's the estimations. Those are estimates. Because of course there's a distance which is precise. Every yard, every inch, every meter, there's a precision, but nonetheless we're just calculating now as we go. So now I'm just gonna be careful when I cross here, because you know I got opportunity for business tomorrow, so just gonna let the trucks, look at these big beautiful trucks, and he saluted. Pépinière du Québec. Probably saw the Habs hat, go Habs. It's gonna be at 7 o'clock, and I'm gonna cross the street because we're gonna go on the pedestrian. There's a pedestrian side there. We can just explore a little bit of the flora here. See, you got a little bit of those wild flowers. They're beautiful. They're purple, but they're wild. See, you got a little bit of a flora, fauna here. I don't know how much fauna there is, but there must be some bees and stuff like that. And here, of course, please do not pollute. Again, don't leave stuff. Put it in the trash, put it in the garbage, because we've got this little area here with trees, which is beautiful. Right by the highway, so need to preserve it, and let's plant 44 more. I estimate maybe 44 or more, because how I can see them going in between, about more than 44. I counted like 44 here, and then plus 44. We could add a few more, but we don't want to overburden either. So now it's safe for me to cross, because this is one way, and here we go. Cross, turn my head only, interior only the right side, right? Because it's one way, and here we are on the pedestrian. Take a look at these pillars. See, being an Aspie and having geopolitics as an obsessive interest, when I saw these, I meditated, and I already put them within the geopolitical context. So that's the thing you have to understand about people like myself with HFA, high functioning autism, known as Aspie, being Asperger's, or some people call it HFA. I use both. The point is the same symptoms, because there's no medication for Asperger's, there's no medication for high functioning autism, there's only management of the symptoms. So I got to manage my symptoms. So the management of my symptoms, of course, are that I have to watch my obsessive interest, and when I get in contact with people, not to breach the personal space, get too close in conversation, and we have weird mannerisms and some habits, some strange habits, and sometimes body movements, but we have our strengths, you know. We have our strengths, and look at that plane. Now also I put it in the geopolitical context, you know. Some aspies, people with HFA, might have different obsessive interests. For somebody might be history, for somebody might be geography, somebody might be mathematics, for somebody might even be pornography. Well, I stopped watching pornography more than 3 years ago, but I haven't watched porn in 3 years, so I'm celebrating that also in parallel. Or it could be, of course, cars. They can know everything there is about cars. From Cadillac, my favorite car, Cadillac, to Mercedes, to Ford, you know, to Bentley, to trucks, Volvo. They can know everything there is to know about cars. Meets geopolitics. Geopolitics, 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 geopolitics. That's my kingdom, my realm. In parallel, fitness and sports. I love sports. Gridiron, North American football, hockey, and basketball. Dancing is my favorite sport. You know, I love to dance. I can dance for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I'm joyous, happy, content today. But financially stressed. I really have a financial stress. I got $10,000 in debt, $10,000 in debt, but I got a lot of things to be grateful. So many things I don't know. How is he doing there? How is there doing? Some people are better off financially than others. It's not all about the money, and it's not all about fight. You gotta take some LOV. Gotta take some soft, some understanding, some love. Gotta take some love, some understanding. Parallel with strength and fitness, you know. We have to counterbalance the forces, just like nature in harmony, symmetry. And I have my own, some people call Asperger's a disorder. It's neither a disorder nor a mental illness. HFA, aka Asperger's, it's a neurological mental divergent condition which makes Aspies socially a bit on the weird side and clumsy sometimes, and with weird habits such as inspecting objects closely, and of course other weird habits such as discussing or utilizing too much verbose, sophisticated, cosmopolitan, academic, intellectual language when of course that is not required. When that is not required, and repeating phrases twice, 3 times, words or phrases, and echolalia as well, echolalia. Echolalia is a symptom. So echolalia would be the repetition of a phrase, of a sentence that's uttered. We would repeat the sentence or the phrase exactly as somebody might say it. So that can be problematic, and in the certain circumstantial capabilities, because it might offend. And myself, I lost a lot of friends in the past 7 years, but today I know I'm neurodivergent and I have HFA, high functioning autism, and Asperger's. I'm an Aspie. Part of the LGBTQ community. You get that 50-50, Rainbow Dragon, rock and roll 24/7. Laying the foundations for the North American Union, the North American Workers, North American Collective Workers Party, with trillions of kisses. Those are trillions of kisses, you know. Those are trillions of kisses. So that's what we do with that. And look at the building across North America. So many buildings, so many things they're built. So many things that they're built. The highways. All the building of the highways. The infrastructure, infrastructure of the highways. Drugs. Civilization is a privilege. That was my thesis, which I presented in the beginning in 2023 last year, which I'm going to converse in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead, of course. The privilege of civilization. Civilization is a privilege. Having electricity, running water, bathroom utilities. We gotta work for harmony with nature. I believe my dream, which is also not just a dream, but it's feasible by the implementation of my trinity of theories. The DRT, Detroit Fusion Theory, CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, Democratic Fusion Theory, DFT. that trinity to be implemented via the fourth dimension. That fourth dimension is LOV. I see the firefighter trucks. Gotta salute, send them some love. Somebody make them good loving. To the firefighters, good loving. To the butchers, good loving. To the nurses, good loving. To the daycare workers, those cooking up some hamburgers now. The truckers on the road, you know. I've been here immersed on the road, in the trenches for years, and in the past 45 months, as I've been told for many years, at least from my memory, many years, you know, I've been told I have Asperger's, you're high functioning autistic, you have HFA, high functioning autism, you're an Aspie. So finally, about 45 months ago, I said, yeah, I do have 93% of the symptoms. I have obsessive interest, I have routines, you know. So my routines, of course, is parallel to, of course, everything that's circumstantial in the North American civilizational complex, in the complex of North America. So in that context of geopolitics, which I parallel with fitness, because today marks 5 years since 2019, when I predicted the international conflagration based on my geopolitical analysis, because the month of October for me is the annual month of geopolitics. So it's geopolitics with an added intensity and revising all the events, major events of the year, and then doing 20th century revisions. So geopolitics in October is the month of geopolitics. So in October, between around the 19th, I had concluded that, of course, humanity was set towards an international conflagration, towards an international conflagration, towards an international conflagration, towards an international conflagration. So having concluded that, I created and made my own workout training program system. I concluded and made my own training workout program system. I concluded and made my own workout training program system, which I've designed, created, made to go hand in hand with a World War III scenario. That's what I predicted back in 2019. My prediction was based on an analysis, and the fundamentals behind my prediction was this summary, or general overall summary, which I could state as, due to the fact that there are still unresolved 20th century, many nation states, many civilizations, many regions had not resolved their 20th century conflicts. And there's going to be a continuity and intensity and a spillover into the 21st. And in the Middle East, that's what's happening. In Europe, that's what's happening. And potentially Taiwan, known as the Republic of China. Republic of China is Taiwan. The island of Taiwan is known as the ROC. And the People's Republic of China is known as the mainland China. So they have an issue which is not resolved since the 20th century. 20th century. I always make the parallel because I am a North American. So fundamentally, as much as I am educated, intellectual and academic and scholarly in geopolitical matters and affairs of geopolitics of the world, fundamentally my protocols, initiatives are for Quebec, Canada first. Canada, what I call North America, because of course I believe in reincarnations. I was born 3 times in the United States, once as a woman, twice as a man, 156 years apart. I served in 2 different wars, same army, 2 different wars of the United States. Same army, 2 different wars of the United States. Same army, 2 different wars of the United States. So I was born here on the island, sometimes a woman, sometimes a man. I served in the RCMP. Before it was the RCMP, I was born a woman. I served the workers, the coureurs de bois. I cooked, I cleaned, as I do cook and clean now. Yesterday I cleaned some of that good turkey for me and my friend, you know. So it's some things which we gotta interject, and you know, you have a little bit of feel, beautiful. I have a thing for yellow flowers, and there's beautiful white ones and yellow ones, and beautiful black ones here also. I have that black with yellow and white, kind of a good composition, you know. I like color mixtures, black, white, and adding red, and to the black and white. I like to add a lot of color to the gray. And nature's full of color, you know. Nature's full of color. but it has that gray clouds, thunder, lightning. So nature, we cannot pinpoint nature as one thing, right? It's a multiplicity, just like myself. I am part of the LGBTQ community. I am part of the autism community. HFA is on high functioning autism. Aspies of the world unite. But I'm also an individual, part of the collective North American civilizational complex, and I am a centrist. I'm a centrist. My centrism is tied hand in hand, you know. My centrism is tied hand in hand with my trinity of theories. I firmly do believe now where we are in October 9th, due to how much we pay in interest, that my theory is the only solution, which I'm going to discuss once I get a little bit on the close with. It's super important for me to discuss it as I go now, and I'm always immersed in doing meditations, everything that's transpiring now across North American complex, across the North American civilizational complex. And you see, I look at the five arrows, five arrows, five arrows, five arrows, five arrows, pointing towards the mountain, pointing towards the mountain. Gotta salute the firefighters, truckers, please, strippers, give them a discount, give them a free lap dance. And please, 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 Wall Street, if you're a millionaire, billionaire today, tough economic, financial, commercial, tough for many, don't be so selfish. I'm not totally selfless. I do not pretend, make pretense. I do lust. I still get moody, sometimes upset, maybe even jealous. But these things, I would not be so selfish if I would have millions, you know, not to give to others, to make others work, you know, to make others work a bit, or do, you know, finance some projects like painting in the public, painting public benches there. Everything that I do is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership. Fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership. That is my dream. The dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom for the North American collective. The collective North American civilizational complex is my dream for the North American Unity Democratic Republic, the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, which is fundamentally a call for a PPP, a public-private partnership. A PPP, a public-private partnership. And here making an analysis on the bridge, you know, we got a lot of infrastructure work. As I discussed my DRT theory in the past, I do believe my D, debt, R, refusion, T theory, stands for debt refusion theory, to create a new currency in North America, just like they did parallel, like they did in the European Union. We're gonna be able to rebuild so much infrastructure. You see this one? And much of infrastructure across North America looks like this. This has been more than 44 years. More than 44 years, more than 44 years. We're doing the new bridge, Champlain Bridge, and we got a lot of public works to do. Public works. Gotta get that North American public works project. Oh yeah, there's the passageway. Yeah, I believe it's there, that's it. So I believe I can cross there. I just have to wait, be prudent. But that is where for the pedestrian is. I just have to wait a bit. That's the pedestrian. So I just have to be prudent and turn my head and wait and be patient. That's where the light is there, and that's where I have to cross to actually get to the other side, you know, to get to the other side, because I need to get to the other side. So we're gonna see, and just gonna wait a bit. Now, yep, gonna speed it up. I didn't even need to speed it up, but see, here is the pedestrian. Here's the pedestrian. That's why I had to cross here, because if I would have went there, I'm not sure it would have been available. I think I would have had to go even more. But nonetheless, we take a look at the infrastructure. Much of the infrastructure needs to be rebuilt. Got to salute though, workers of the past. Oh, they seem to getting going something. Hey, I see getting somewhere, getting something. Imagine Me, I know my geopolitics, but meditate on that. Oh, did I cross correctly? Maybe I'm gonna have to turn back. Let's see. On the other side. Maybe, maybe not. I'm just gonna explore a bit how I can go to the other side, by that side. Maybe by that side there, maybe. Anyways. Maybe by that side where he's going. The passageway, go back. And check it on the side there, on the sun. And, okay, I think I'm gonna go with the other one. See where it is. See where it is, you know? See where it is there, you know? Nonetheless, I think something's gonna get doing here, so wow, good. We got a lot of work to do in the North American Collective, you know? Got a lot of doing in the North American Collective. Oh, wait a minute. Is that where I wanted to go, to cross on that side? Okay, I think I'm not sure now. There's a doubt, but if I go that way, I might be able to cross on the other side. There's a doubt, but I know there's not a doubt later on. So later on I'm going to be able to. Although I got to be prudent here. Now they're waiting on the side and he's going to pass. He put his flasher, good. Put his flasher there, but we're gonna take it by the side and there have the traffic lights. And I'm just meditating the work which he's gonna be doing here, the work. I'm gonna be doing a lot of work. So good that it started because it needs to, eh? Needs to. So I gotta salute though, I gotta salute the workers of the 20th century who built all the highways. Can you imagine all that brains, all that muscle, all that brains, all that muscle to build it, and looking at that beautiful sky there, looking at that beautiful sky, you know, beautiful sky. Always gotta get that meditation for the sky and for the blue sky and meditating on that 3G, meditating on that 4G, meditating on that 5G. Always on that meditation, you know. Sun is shining and you got 5 more there, pointing towards the mountain, 5 more arrows, 5 more arrows, 5 more arrows, 5 more arrows, 5 more arrows. Pointing towards the mountain, I guess. And there's the mountain, Mount Royal, my second home is final destination, the final destination, the final destination, the final destination, final destination. Bury me, a third of me. Papa Crowley up in Hampton, New Jersey, and a third of me on Mount Royal, and a third of me sent on the city of the pyramids, you know. Thank you, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. I admire, I'm a fan of the truckers. The truckers, the bakers, the butchers, the nurses, the doctors. Always meditating about them and what they're carrying, and food security starts with the farmers. The farmers, saluting the farmers, food producers, eh? Since I died of COVID, when I had COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. COVID for me was like death, pestilence, and disease. I know that sounds like a hard rock metal song. Death, pestilence, and disease. All my enemies, God sevenfold, avenge, please. I do rock and roll, but not very rarely that hardcore metal like that. Although I could. For the truckers on the road, they got pushed up in the go, they got pushed up in the middle. Hey, strippers, give them a discount, please, the mellow. For the black and white and rainbow. My booty for only for those generals on the booty on the work though. My booty rainbow only for generals on the please go. If you ask nicely, maybe I'll give you a little bit something. Turn my head left and right. It does need a lot of work. See, I think they started it. It's more than 44 years for sure since it's been worked, and we got a lot of work like this in North America. A lot of infrastructure. We need that public-private partnership, Dragon Army, North American Citizen Security Service Force, Dancing Lions Army, North American Dance League, please, NFL National Football League, NHL National Hockey League, NBA National Basketball Association, MLB, football, millionaires, billionaires, owners, billionaires. The owners are billionaires, the players are more millionaires. Wall Street, millionaires, billionaires of North America. Give to charity, let's mass finance and support the DRT, debt theory, for the creation of the UE. Now I'm doing meditation, I see those hammers, those meters, and it's a lot of work, you know. They be doing a lot of work, and you gotta transport Quebec there. Hey, they changed it for that red now, red and white. I like that. Point de rassemblement. And they're doing a little bit of that work. Oh, we gotta get it for that XYZ, for that XYZ. So gotta get it for that love, man. You know, it's work. And they gotta be saluting. You know. So this one to get it for the gold. So it's a lot of work here to be done. So we gotta give them a little bit of love. So much reconstruction, North America. It's a lot of work here to be doing, you know. It's a lot of work here to be doing on the XYZ. A lot of work to be done here, you know. And that's what it is with that. We gotta work a little bit of workers, man. Black, white, and rainbow workers, North American Collective Workers Party, man. They gotta get a little bit of that love, man. You know, give some charity, man, for the butchers. Gotta wait here a little bit. Now we can pass. Like my fellow cyclists, now we can cross. Takes a little bit of time, you know, to cross the street, and here we go on that, and that's the 202, and you can pass by that side, and then you can go there, but gotta cross on the side, you know. It's how the street's gotta be crossed, and how we can go. Let's see. This is only one way, and my fellow citizen there with the bike going on it, and basically what I'm trying to reach is the other place, the other stop, you know. The other stop, you know. So that's how we gotta go do it on the drill, man. And I think we made it away. Let's see. Exploring, you know, always doing geopolitics, geopolitical analysis and theory, and gotta get it for that X, for that Y, for that Z, and gotta get it for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and grocery store clerks. And well, I think by that side we can go where that truck goes. Because now I kind of know what direction I gotta go. I just gotta be prudent here when I turn my head left or right, and a little bit on that dusty side here, but you're not allowed to cross here. Not allowed to cross, you know. You got that train conductors and railway conductors. Thank you, railway conductors, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved distribution, production of food. Gotta get that DRT, debt fusion theory, you know, for the creation of the UE. Gotta get it for the now, for the butchers, bakers. It ain't all about Wall Street. It ain't all about Wall Street. You know, I'm just curious how long it will take, you know, to get me to the. I'm gonna pass by my old neighborhood that I know. But see, we exploring some terrain here, you know. Something rain. Explain something rain, something rain, something rain, something rain. I gotta get it on that go, and getting on the go, you know. So look at that. Butchers, how many were built, man? Railway conductors, train passing here, maybe not. And here we got it now. See, we gotta get on that circumvention, so in theory we can go, see? You gotta get it by this side, and so you got a little bit of a underworld feel to it. And now we're driving in the field, you know? Now we're driving back to the field, and we're Royal Mount, you know? So now we're driving in the sun. I'm just gonna put the oh, that's beautiful. Town of Mount Royal, welcome. Town of Mount Royal. So I'm going south now, south. Regium donum. That's Latin. What does that mean? Regium donum. Let's check it out now. Regium donum. Where we can go? Regium donum. Let's check it out because we got that Latin. See? We got it in the backpack, so we're gonna check. Cordeliers. We're gonna get it for that Regium donum. Let's see how that goes. And gotta get it for that Regium donum right here, you know. Let's see. Regium donum. That's the motto of Town of Mount Royal. Regium donum. Regium. Love your firefighters, love our butchers, love our bakers, love our nurses, love our doctors. It's a town from like a region. Donum. Donum is a gift. Donum is a gift. So that's a gift present. That's what it is. That's what it means. Regium donum. Like a gift. A gifted region, you know? Town of Mount Royal. Here we are. So here we are, gifted region, I guess. That's the Town of Mount Royal, Regium Donum, Latin. Montreal has Latin, and Most North America has Latin, 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 you know. I got some Latin tats on me, motto of United States, 50 states, Quebec, you know. It's Latin, Latin. I was born there in the past life, sometimes a woman, sometimes a man, and now you get it on the go, now you get it on the now, and that's what we gotta be. Going south, south, south now. Gonna discuss the DRT, super important, but first again, of course, I gotta switch to that French because in la belle province, and we gotta be that meditative state. You know, always gotta be meditating and about the butchers, bakers, nurses, and doctors, and grocery store clerks, and all those involved, production, distribution of food. And that's been a tough road. And finally, in the past 45 months, I've accepted my neurodivergent HFAs. Asperger's has been tough. You know, had many employments, jobs during COVID, but won that public-private partnership, my dream. Sport this rainbow Aspie dragon. This dream for a public-private partnership for the collective North American civilizational complex. Somebody making love. It's not all about fights. Somebody gonna hug, hug, hug today and kiss the babies, the youth, the mother, the father. You know, celebrate a new birth somewhere in the hospitals and across North America. And we're gonna build that coast-to-coast defense collective. So my protocols are first and foremost for the North American civilizational defense, for the defense of the collective North American complex, to build coast-to-coast defensive satellites interconnected, build servers and public-private partnership to monitor with webcams and 24/7 cities and highways, and be open to the public 24/7 with public sanitation, public security, and encouragement of citizens to work out, train, exercise, work out, train, exercise, work out, train, exercise. We gotta get it on the go, and now I'm going south. I think my Habs are gonna win 4-3 tonight. 4-3 tonight, 4-3 tonight, 4-3 tonight. I think so. Pretty sure, but maybe they will, maybe they won't, but gonna give some chatty. Please, me and his give some chatty, and I just gotta stop a little bit to admire those beautiful natures, beautiful natures, beautiful natures right there. And it's just beautiful how it is. Sometimes nature here in the midst, as we circumvented, what's that D? Oh, D for Deutschland. Got some German plates. Oh, only on one side, right? Oh yeah, that one's 44 PhD. Is that 44 PhD? I like that number, 44. I got my PhD since last year. Public geopolitics, independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, and I consider myself a doctor of geopolitics, independent, and I presented my thesis, The Privilege of Civilization, which I've discussed and in a concise manner, and I've written tens of thousands of pages of documentation, documents, and presented them in an oral communicative format. And of course, for the collective North American civilizational complex, for the collective North American civilizational complex, for the North American civilizational complex, we're gonna go drill it on that south, and we're gonna go on the go. So that's all we're gonna admire, that building right there, you know. Got some that industries, and got the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, got administrative work, got labor work, got firefighter work, got butcher work, got cooker work. They're cooking, they're baking now, and changing diapers, and somebody working out in the gym, and somebody changed some phone numbers. They're gonna make some good loving in the weekend. Ain't no time to waste. Friends with benefits only for yours truly, Rainbow Dragon. Pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. Pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. Pledge your allegiance, legions, thou art family. You get that 50-50, you know. I'm androgynous, gay, pansexual, but parallel to that, when I discuss geopolitics and the fact that I'm celebrating 5 years ago when I predicted an international conflagration, you have to omit that and just discuss and focus on my ideas, and being an Aspie. That's why we're socially awkward. We do not understand gossip about people necessarily. We are neurodivergent in the matter. We do not understand the gossip aspect, you know. You know those 5 letters, 5 letters? It's a name, it's a name. I'm not sure, but anyways. But we understand more discussing ideas or propositions of a person, you know? So that's why maybe interaction at work in the past has been perhaps weird, because we understand it not from a neurotypical perspective. We just don't get it, you know? I mean, we don't get it from a neurotypical perspective. We understand it from a neurodivergent, from an aspect perspective, that it doesn't bring solutions. 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 It doesn't bring solutions, you know? So that's how we understand it. So that's why we rather discuss issues, topics, and resolve, you know, face to face the discussions and propositions. And I love fitness, so I'm always engaged and always salute and love to see people when they work out, jog, you know. It's always something which I embrace myself from my perspective, because I love fitness, you know. That's my obsessive interest also. I got my holy obsessive interest at Trinity. It's fitness, 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 sports, dancing, dancing, dancing. I love to dance. Dancing is my favorite sport. And I see that Dollarama truck. I had a few weeks I was employed, but another Asperger thing is that we have a tendency not to be on time, to be late. But now I was even early. I was even early there. I got 5 minutes early, but my interview is not today. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Today is the 9th. So, anyway, so the gossip aspects we don't get. We don't understand it from a neurotypical perspective. So these things that Aspies live with are social weirdness, you know. We will discuss the ideas of a person, the propositions of a person, but discussing necessarily about the person who said, she said, who said, she said, this said, she said, who said, this said. We don't really fully understand it, you know? We don't fully understand it. From a neurotypical perspective. From a neurotypical perspective, you know? So that's why it's a bit on the weird side, you know. I'm not gonna rush it. It turned red. And I'm here in the sun, and we have weird social mannerisms, like awkward movements of the body. Careful. So now I can situate myself, because I've entered my own neighborhood here, basically. Just gonna turn my head left and right, because you never know. Sometimes it's the brakes malfunction, eh? So now I can situate myself. I used to work a few years ago during COVID. During COVID, I had a few employments, and used to work there at the warehouse, you know. So it's always work. I've been working independently for many years, you know. Independent work, geopolitics, fitness, art, and rock and roll. And I am glad to work with the laptop here, and I'm glad to now discuss here in the midst of plenty of work here. Paperwork, cleaning work, warehouse work. Go warehouse workers, go dock workers, you know, those who made less than 50,000. This one's for you, those who made less than 50. We're gonna make less than 50,000. 2024. It's already October, you know. Already October 9th, so please reduce the Halloween candy costs. Please reduce the candy costs. Please reduce the candy costs. Please reduce the candy costs for Halloween. Give them millionaires, billionaires. Don't be so selfish. I'm not totally selfless. I would love to have a house to buy my anonymous friend a house. That's why I'm challenging Donald Trump. It's Dragon versus Trump. Build a North American People's Imperial Coliseum. The North American People's Imperial Coliseum. Let's build public-private partnership. The North American Imperial People's Coliseum, and got plenty of workers. And gotta get a little bit on that volunteering, and just look at the sky. Wow, sometimes look at those clouds. That's just heaven for me. You just gotta look up to see though. Just gotta look up to see. So the temple garden is right here. The garden is right here on the island. The temple. And I got my temple on Mount Royal, but I do want to build the tree. 3. Before 4, after 2 comes the number 3. So my will I want to build the Forgotten Goddess Temple. Forgotten Goddess. I said G-O-D-D-S-S. Goddess Temple. The House of the Dragon Pyramid. Scarlet, red, scarlet. Is a shade of crimson is scarlet, red basically. Crimson is red, a shade of red. Scarlet is a shade of red, my favorite color. Play that black and white on red, and rainbow. With a beautiful sun and the moon gotta get together. And the third one, the Rainbow People's Palace. Those are the 3 buildings, construction workers. I blah put on the table. Feet washings, kisses, feet washings, kisses, and feet washings, washing of the feet, kisses, tickles, kisses, feet washings, kisses, massages, and kisses, rock and roll, and cooking. I can cook, I can kiss, I can clean, I can rock and roll, I can wash. So all that, if you help me build the 3. Forgotten Goddess Temple. 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 House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. And the Rainbow People's Palace. So the Rainbow People's Palace for my fellow LGBTQ community. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. And the House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon. Rainbow People's Palace. Forgotten Goddess Temple. Those are the 3 that yours truly wills to build as I look up at the sky. As I look up at the sky, man. As I look up at the sky, you know. As I look up at the sky, and to my black brothers and sisters, you know, part of North America is 13.3%, 13.4%, 13.3%. My neighbors included are blacks. Our brothers and sisters, North America, you know. If I can put something to fight racism on the table, money I don't have. But I can put kisses, tickles, hugs, you know. Sometimes we have, you know, subconscious feelings against people who are different. We have to get that in the reconciliation with my brothers and sisters, natives, all North Americans. We form a constituted collective. We gotta reconcile Canada, US, North, South, implement the DRT, unite North America, the North American civilizational complex, to be united, you know, to be united. So now we discuss the DRT to build a North American citizens, North American People's Imperial Coliseum, to have sports events, dancing, all sports. Dancing is my favorite sport. And across the border, at the Canada-US border, signifying the unity. Half. True North Strong and Free here. With strength and freedom in the True North Strong and Free, you gotta have some love. And you gotta have some of that prosperity and some justice. Wow, look at that sky. I don't know how visible it is, but just clouds. Clouds are really special. Really special. The clouds surrounding the island metropolis, 2.5 million people, like a small country. Second most populated. It was the first until 2007. It was the first. Just in the past years, it was the first for decades and decades. Hundreds of years, Montreal was the most populated. For more than 300 years, Montreal was the most populated city in North America, in Canada, and even in part of North America at one point. So for more than 300 years, Canada was the first most populated city in. I never seen that dual like that, double, see? Double. Yeah, that's interesting. Guess I can cross here now safely. Turn my head left and right. Nobody's coming neither from the left, neither from the right, but anyways, so Montreal was the most populated for many years. Now it's the first. I gotta say that got some talent on the graffiti, you know? Got some talent. Sometimes we gotta encourage people to have and encourage all to work out, but my goodness, just Mother Nature, the great scientist and artist, just beautiful sky, just with the sun piercing the skies and the clouds, and always meditating, of course, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, North America. Train conductors, butchers, warehouse workers, those on the docks. Gotta get that check, you know, financial stress sucks. I'm still financially stressed economically, but I'm open for business, you know, I'm grateful for a place that I have now. Underground, the place that I have now, it's underground, you know, but I left a moldy place and I got that retrograde amnesia. Well, I'm waiting. I went to retrieve Monday. I'm waiting to retrieve, because I remember being a surprise attack. It's a surprise attack. I had a concussion and a dislocated shoulder, so I'm waiting for that. And before that, my memory is like blackout. I remember mostly the past years, and I remember now how it goes in the past years. And look at that beautiful sky. Beautiful sky. Beautiful sky. Just amazing. Beautiful, divine. Mother Nature really is the greatest scientist and artist, you know? Scientist and artist. Mother Nature, you know? Greatest scientist and artist. Mother Nature is the greatest scientist and artist. And see, that's the mountain. That's the... You can see Westmount, and you can see the oratory, and you can see parallel, you can see the mountain. You can see the mountain. Part of the mountain, that is, not the whole. So, because there's three peaks, Mount Royal proper, Outremont, Mount Royal, and then you have the other one, right? You have Outremont, Mount Royal, and then you have the other one, you know. Outremont, Mount Royal, and the other one. Outremont, Mount Royal, and then you have the other one, you know. So, sun shining, being reborn, nothing that I want to go back to. You know, I died during COVID, February, March. I started feeling sick in mid-February. I really died, you know. I thought I was gonna die. Like 22 days I was sick. I was in bed for a few days. And then I being reborn, you know, in the past, working out, training, and started my fitness journey 2017 when I crossed Canada, coast to coast, cross Canada. Visited Canada, I had an awakening. I said, hey, it's worth it to live, to do, to work out, to see, to write songs, to, if ever necessary, to get fit for helping fellow family coast to coast, Canadians, my family, and for defense, 40 million, 10 million of Quebecers, you know. Sometimes we're dysfunctional, but hey, I believe in the North American collective, a new complex, a new emergent civilization, a emergent civilizational complex, an emerging civilizational complex, and I gotta put a little bit of that work in myself with this meditative work, and with the DRT we're gonna be able to do lots of great here, lots of great with the DRT, debt refusion theory. So that's what we're gonna be doing with that. That's what we're gonna be doing with that, and that's what we're gonna go do it. And here's gonna be some buildings, and it's supposed to be social housing. I was involved with different community organizations and groups, and proposals, and very few responses. Sometimes we don't need that bureaucracy, and here you got a little five shrooms, five mushrooms. They're beautiful, eh? See Mother Nature how extends a beauty on the side, and but just the sky is like wow. And I'm getting a bit on the hot side, so I think what I'm gonna do, because it's getting warm, I'm gonna put this in the backpack and we're gonna discuss fully the DRT, debt refusion theory. Let's see how it goes. How it goes with that, and how it goes with this, and how it goes with the doing, and how it goes with the being, how it goes with the now. Gotta get a little bit of that. Fruits, I got some fruits in case I get hungry, so thank you importers, food producers, and whoever is on that food production, and that's what we gotta get doing with the drill, and we gotta get doing for that, and we gotta get doing on the now, and always gonna get on those drills, and we gotta get that circumvention, and bury me with Papa Crowley up in New Jersey, turn me on the mountain, Mount Royal. That's what we're gonna get doing with that, and doing for the drill, doing for the now. And we're always gonna get to put it on that circumvention. Yeah, it's getting hot, so I'm just gonna stack this away. Stack it away. Put it away here. Got a beautiful cloud. Consecrate the island of Telema. 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 So here we go, and put this around my waist. There we go. Do some of those. What time it is? Time for the DRT. Gotta make sure I get that secured here, and I have to go on this side, and have to be careful for cars, so. Time for the DRT. It is. Is it 1 o'clock? 1:06 p.m. 1:06. 1:06 p.m. So we're gonna discuss the DRT now. DRT stands for debt, R for refusion, T for theory, debt, refusion theory, D, RT, debt, refusion, T theory, debt, refusion theory. The D, the R, the T. D stands for debt, R stands for refusion, T stands for theory. So my brothers and sisters, the only solution is the DRT. Paradoxically comes out of being cursed with Asperger's, my obsessive interest being geopolitics. When you study geopolitics, you have to have a little bit of knowledge about public finance, and thus I can make a clear statement, and of course have to state that the DRT, debt refusion theory, is the only solution. Is the only solution, is the only solution. The only solution. There's no other solution now. There's no other solution now. There's no other solution now. Solution now, solution now. But the DRT, the DRT, the DRT, the debt refusion theory. So the DRT, why do I say, of course, that it is the only solution? Due to the fact that, of course, we now pay. Listen to this, we now pay 46.5 billion in interest. That's the amount of interest we pay on the public debt. That's the amount of interest we pay on the public debt. That's the amount of interest we pay on the public debt. The DRT, debt refusion theory, that's the amount of interest we pay on the public debt, you know. So that's what it is with that, you know. We pay 46.5 billion in interest, you know. Well, that's nice, dude. So 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000 million. So there's no other way, of course, that there is more. There's some solution other than my DRT. Look at the beautiful sky now, you know. So the beautiful sky, the beautiful sky, the beautiful sky. The beautiful sky. So that is the only solution. I gotta go on the side here now, man. Gotta get on the side and make sure that I cross on the left, on the right. Make sure I don't get hit by the car. Gotta turn my head left and right, you know. Just gotta do a little bit of work, man. To give on the XYZ. Public workers, gotta salute. Smells good. I actually like the smell of XYZ, 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 you know. So that's what it is with that. That's what it is with that, you know. So that's what it is, man. The DRT is the only solution. That is the only solution. Now we pay 46.5. That's the amount of interest only on the public debt. Can you check out that number, how big that number is? How big that number is? How big that number is? 46.5 billion in interest. Think about that. Now, of course, we had COVID, so it more than doubled. In the fiscal year 2020-2021, we paid 20.3 billion in interest. Of course, COVID was hard hitting for much of the world. We had to implement protocols to sustain the population in emergency situation and for food, housing, and shelter. You know, so that's what we gotta go do it, and that's what we gotta go stop in here. There's a stop. I always make sure the car stops, you know. Even if there's a stop for the pedestrian, you never know. The brakes might malfunction. The brakes might malfunction. What if the citizen driver presses the accelerator? Because there's a stop sign there. It's supposed to stop here as well for the pedestrians. But what if the brakes malfunction? What if the citizen presses the accelerator? What if there's a solar flare? So as individuals, we have a certain responsibility as well. Certain responsibility, duty, and obligation, because we are in the public. In the public, of course, as I look at the beautiful sky. How piece of dust I am, piece of dust I am, you know. Piece of dust, you know. Piece of dust. Myself being on a piece of dust, you know. So that's what it is with that. And we gotta go on the XYZ, right here. We have to cross the road, and we're gonna circumvent and go by the side and continue discussing the DRT. I'm just gonna go around the bottom because I think if I go there now, then I'm gonna discuss the DRT. It's gonna be more difficult. It's gonna be more noisy. So what is the DRT? D stands for debt. R stands for refusion, T for theory. And these numbers which I'm giving you, you can check with the Bank of Canada. You can check with Tiff Mackler, the Governor General of the Bank of Canada. Governor General Tiff Mackler of the Bank of Canada. The Bank of Canada General of the Bank of Canada, Tiff Mackler. The Bank of Canada, Governor General, Governor of Bank of Canada, Tiff Mackler. You can check these numbers for yourself. We now pay 46.5 billion in interest. 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000 million. That's 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. You know, that's how much we pay. That's how much we pay in interest. That's how much we pay. You know, we pay 46.5 billion in interest. That's a staggering amount. Yeah, that's nice. Canada Dream, kind of like that. My anonymous friend, I would buy one like this, exactly like this, but with some green on it. Green, 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 green. So I would love to gift my anonymous friend, plus a house, you know. Anyways, so that's what it is with that. That's what it is with that. And the DRT is the only solution, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE, you know. So in 2020, 2021, we paid 20.3 billion in interest. 20.3 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million. So billion being 1,000 million, it more than doubled. More than doubled. Can you imagine that? It more than doubled. It more than doubled, you know. It more than doubled. It more than doubled. It more than doubled. More than doubled. 20.3 times 2, that was 40.6. 40.6. 40.6. 40.6. It's 46.5 today. 46.5 today. So 20.3 times 2 would have been, oh, those are nice red shoes, red shoes, red shoes, red shoes, red shoes. I'm wearing red shoes, auctioning them for $1 million to give 50% to my anonymous friend as I go here around about. And I remember moving from a place, living there in a moldy underground place. Was sick, ill, suicidal, depressed. 7 years ago, across Canada, coast to coast, got out of depression, and 5 years ago predicted the international conflagration, which is unfolding now in a general manner as I predicted it, and in parallel, which I created a workout training program system which is efficient, simple, and effective to go with such a scenario. The sun's shining, and gotta get it for that DRT. The debt refusion theory is the only solution, brothers and sisters. The DRT, the debt refusion theory, the debt refusion theory. The D for debt, R for refusion, T for theory. My brothers and sisters, there is no other solution now where we are today at this point in time, due to the fact that we pay $46.5 billion in interest. Billions of dollars in interest. That's how much we pay in interest. That's how much we pay in interest. That's how much we pay in interest, you know. That's how much we pay in interest. You see those buildings there, buildings there, buildings there. Remember moving from moldy place close a little bit further down, and those are new. They weren't there 7 years ago. They were not there. Kind of moved like 7-8 years ago. Gotta check. I remember mostly the past 7 years. Anyways, what's important is now today is, of course, today we got to do the DRT. It requires to do it because we pay 46.5 billion in interest. 46.5 billion in interest, that's 46,000 million. 46,000 million. 46,000 million. That's how much it is. 46,000 million in interest. 46,000. The interest we pay on the debt. That's absurd, eh? It more than doubled. There's no solution but the DRT for the creation of the UE. So I'm gonna now explain it. And keep in mind, my DRT theory stands for D for debt, R refusion, T for theory. And my theory includes the theory, financial theory known as monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was implemented in the European Union. In the European Union. So the Europeans, they got rid of their central bank. They created a common currency. The Europeans, they created a common currency. A common currency. So in the European Union, they implemented the theory, financial theory, known as monetary integration theory. 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 So my DRT theory includes the financial theory which was implemented in the Europe. Please don't do that. Put that the recycling. We got public workers, we have recycling processes, recycling methods. Don't leave trash in the flora fauna here. Don't leave trash in the flora fauna here. We got plenty of ways and plenty of doings, plenty of trucks and public workers. Thank you, public workers. Who, they're athletes as well. Give them some free tickets to those who pick up the garbage, pick up the compost, pick up the recycling, pick up the compost, pick up the garbage, pick up the recycling, pick up the compost, pick up the garbage. They're athletes as well. They pick up the garbage, they pick up the compost, they pick up the recycling, you know. So that's what it is there. So the DRT is the only solution, my brothers and sisters. I can state it with utmost clarity that there's no other solution now where we are today but my DRT theory, due to the fact, as I have aforementioned, that we pay 46.5 billion in interest. We pay 46.5 billion just in debt servicing. In other words, the interest we pay on the debt, that's 46,000 million. 46,000 million. That's a billion has 9 zeros, eh? A billion has 9 zeros. It more than doubled. It more than doubled. It more than doubled to 46,000. To 46 billion. That's how much it is. 46 billion. 46 billion is 46,000 million. My brothers, sisters, there's no other way. There's no other way. Now, where we are financially, economically, thank you workers, butchers, oh look at that. That's a beautiful event today. Even they agree, oh they circle around me. Hey, yeah, they closed a nice circle. And the sun's shining and you got that beautiful sky. The DRT, brothers and sisters, is the only solution. The DRT, brothers and sisters, is the only solution. I like that. This in French, what says? Pas vieux vintage, pas vieux vintage, pas vieux vintage, pas vieux vintage. Not old vintage. That's what that says there. Not old vintage. I like that. It's a little bit of Quebecois humor. We're humorous here, Quebecers, myself, Quebecer, Canadian, North American, you know, many past lives, many incarnations. I present to you the DRT, debt refusion theory now, for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. That is the only solution as we are now. Beautiful sky and workers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, please, wants to give to charity, support the DRT. So we're gonna take, the DRT includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. The Europeans created a central bank, they got rid, they destroyed their old currency. They destroyed their old currencies. They destroyed their old currencies and old central bank, and they created a common currency. Wow, look at these, so many of these are here, wow. People came right to here, and they left it all here, and they left it there. I guess it's a thing if you have a lot of carriage, and you know the bus, metro's there, metro's there. I guess it's something which is kind of maybe practical to do, but they come, I guess, the workers, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. I count 44. To the madame. So the DRT is the only solution. We're gonna keep in mind that my DRT, debt refusion theory, also includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory. So monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. The Europeans, the Germans got rid of the German Deutsche Mark, the Italians got rid of the lira, the French got rid of the francs. Many countries adopted a common currency, and in the 90s, they implemented monetary integration theory. So my DRT, debt refusion theory, contains monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory, monetary integration theory. That's super important to know and to understand that my DRT, debt refusion theory, is the only solution due to the fact that today we pay 46.5 billion, 46.5 billion in interest. That's 46,000. It more than doubled in 3 years. It went from 20.3 in the fiscal year 2020 2021 fiscal year, from 20.3 billion, which is a staggering number also, 20,000 to 46. So 20 times 3 times 2, it's 40.6. It's 46.5 now. So there's no other solution, eh? There's no other solution. You can argue all you want, left, right, and center, my brothers and sisters. Paradoxically, to having suffered and struggled and suffered with Asperger's, I present to the table the DRT. The DRT, debt refusion theory. Debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE. D, debt, R, refusion, T for theory. That's what it stands for. And my theory also includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. The Europeans began their economic integration process in the 50s after the Second World War, and decades ago in the 90s they finally created the European Central Bank. The European Central Bank. They finally created the European Central Bank. They finally created the European Central Bank. The European Central Bank in the 90s. And now they have a common currency. They issued the euro. So they created a common central bank, the ECB. So my DRT theory contains that theory. Contains that theory. Monetary integration 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 theory. So my theory includes it. Monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. In the European Union, with the creation of the ECB. Well, I like that. But nothing that I want to go back in my own neighborhood, you know? Nothing that I want to go back in my own neighborhood. But of course here we gotta get it on the go, you know? Get it on the go, you know? Get it on the go, you know, for that. So that's what it is on that, you know? It's a good... That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So we gotta get it for that integration theory, you know? That's what it is. That's what it is. We gotta get it for that integration theory, you know? And go get a little bit of that hydration. Gonna hydrate and kind of super important. The DRT is the only solution. The only solution is the DRT. You can argue all you want, but that's the only solution, only solution, only solution. The DRT, the debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. Again, due to the fact that we pay so much in interest. So much in interest that we pay, you know? It's a staggering amount. Passing to my own neighborhood, but nothing that I want to go back to. Just gonna be careful here with the cross because it's my turn to cross, but I got 5 seconds. Yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. So just in time. No need to run. No need to run. No need to run. Here in my own neighborhood, nothing that I want to go back to. As a matter of fact, from here to my place to my new place, I know it's between an hour and an hour. An hour. Maybe an hour and a half maximum. Between an hour and a half. Nothing that I want to go back, and it's about maybe 11 kilometers between 7 and 11 depending which route. So just want to go to get that hydration. That's what I'm here. And I'll pass by and guess we're gonna go to the mountain, finish the DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE, which is the only solution. This is the only solution. I hope the water fountain works. I hope so. I came here to get a little hydration. I'm getting on that thirsty. So I remember moving. Well, I wasn't living here. I was living a bit further down there in the basement. I don't even want to go back to nothing. Just towards the mountain, towards the mountain, towards the mountain, towards the mountain, towards the mountain. And yes, yes, yes. Thank you, public workers. And hasn't been closed. And I'm gonna fill up my bottle also. So thank you, public workers in the 20th century who built it. And that's what it is with that. I got some garbage I'm gonna dispose. There it is. Oh yeah. Just gonna fill my bottle now. Oh yeah, that feels so good. Just stretching there and thank you, public workers of the 20th century. Imagine all that labor just to build that, to have that water there. You know, it's a lot of work. There we go. We got that filled and We're gonna hydrate one more time, one more time, one more time. So we're gonna get it that going. So far, what's it? There we go. Alrighty, let's rock and roll. What time it is? 1:29. To the mountain or not to the mountain? Yesterday we went to the mountain, right? Maybe we go, maybe we don't. How's the sun? (1:26, 29) if I'm there by the mountain, and probably gonna be there by 3 o'clock, I guess. So from here to my place, my new place, from my old neighborhood, and I don't remember much. I have that retrograde amnesia, and I have blackouts, and I remember just being surprised, attacked, and had like a dislocated shoulder. I was at the emergency and was on meds. I was out and concussion, and it replaced my arm, and that's what it is with that, and that's what we're gonna go do it on that, so that's what it is for the drill, so going in the sun now, we're gonna get it on the go, so that's what it is for that, and we gotta get it on the go, get it on the now, so that's what it is with that. That's what they want to be doing, that's what they want to be doing with that, So nothing that I want to go back to. And Montreal is an island, 2.5 million people, and I like to go to my second home, the mountain, and I'm kind of tempted to go, but you know what? I'll head towards my old neighborhood. I think I'm gonna go in the sun, although there seems to be a little bit of clouds coming up on the side. Yesterday we went to the mountain, right? So we went to the mountain yesterday. Maybe tomorrow we'll go back to the mountain. 5 times? Okay, the crow said go to the mountain. Craw, 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 5 times. Before that was 5 times. What did the crow say? Crow says the DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE is the only solution, my brothers and sisters, where we are now. And I'm gonna discuss it. That is the only solution, the only solution. The DRT for the creation of the UE. So I'm gonna discuss it fully. So we're gonna take all the private and the public debt, all the public and the private debt. So my debt is 10,500, and keep in mind my DRT, debt refusion, includes monetary integration theory. Monetary integration theory is exactly what was done in the European Union. The Europeans created a common central bank. So my theory includes monetary integration theory, which was the European Union's implementation of that financial theory known as monetary integration theory. So my DRT theory includes my DRT, debt refusion theory, includes monetary integration theory, and due to the fact that we pay 46.5 billion in interest only. Check with the Governor of Canada, Bank of Canada. These are numbers which are public. You can check and verify. They more than doubled the debt servicing, more than doubled the debt servicing, more than doubled debt servicing, more than doubled the debt servicing, more than doubled in 3 years, 2021, 2021 fiscal year to 2023, 2024. More than doubled. More than doubled. To 46.5 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion is 1,000 million. So more than double to 46.5 billion. That's what it is. 46.5. So there's no other theory but the DRT, debt referent theory, for the creation of the UE. There's no other way. I gotta say that blue is beautiful. It's a beautiful blue, beautiful blue. Wow. Anyways, the DRT theory for the creation of the UE is the only solution, is the only solution. The only solution for the creation of the UE. For the creation of the UE. For the creation of the UE. The universal exchange. So we're gonna take all the public and the private debt. My debt, your debt, our debt. All the debt. Public and the private debt. So I got $10,000 in debt. I got $10,000 in debt. My $10,000, yours, ours, yours, mine, all the debt. Public and the private debt. All the public and the private debt. So my 10,000, your 10,000, whatever the case may be. My 10,000, your 10,000. But you can have less or more. But the point is, we're going to take all the public and the private debt, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, of all Canada, coast to coast, ocean to ocean. All the public-private debt, due to the fact that the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for world trade, global business, international finance, import-export, tourism, and other world matters and affairs. Other world matters and affairs. Other world matters and affairs, and we're gonna take all the public and the private debt, all the public and the private debt. 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 We're gonna take it all the public and the private debt. All of it. Including my 10,000. All that number, we're gonna convert it to US dollar. We're gonna add it with the United States dollar. We're gonna add it with the United States dollar. We're gonna add it with the US dollar together. We're gonna add it with the US dollar. So all of it, add it all up, is gonna be a tremendous number. It's gonna be a, what's that leaf? Wow. It's gonna be a tremendous number, a big number in big trillions. So that added with the United States debt. Of course, Canada, US first Canada, US then, and Mexico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Cuba as a paradise. But first Canada, first got to be done in Canada here. Then US, because it includes North American complex, the North American civilizational complex. So we're gonna take all the public-private debt, that's gonna be in the billions, in the trillions of dollars. All that number is gonna be in the trillions of dollars. In the trillions of dollars, right? All that number is gonna be in the trillions. That money converted to US dollars is gonna be the initial money supply for a new central bank, North American Central Bank. That money is gonna be the initial money supply for a new central bank. That money is gonna be the initial money supply for a new central bank. That money is gonna be the initial money supply for a new central bank, which we're gonna issue a new currency based on the US dollar called the UE, the UE. U dot universal E dot exchange unit, the UE, U dot universal E dot exchange unit, the UE based on the value of the US dollar, U dot universal E dot exchange U dot unit, U dot universal E dot exchange U dot UE, the U dot universal E dot exchange unit, the universal exchange unit, because that's what money is, to buy, sell. The UE, Universal Exchange Unit, UE, U dot, Universal E dot Exchange Unit, the Universal Exchange Unit. And a beautiful emerald green there. Beautiful emerald green. So the UE is going to replace the currencies of North America, Canada first, US then, and whoever else wills. For North America, it could be transatlantic, but fundamentally, first and foremost, for the North American civilizational complex, for North America first. For North America first. For North America first. First for North America. First for North America. First for North America. For North America first, brothers and sisters. For North America first, brothers and sisters. For North America first, brothers and sisters. For North America first. For North America first. For North America first, brothers and sisters. first for North America. So that is going to be the creation of the UE, of the Universal Exchange Unit, for the creation of the UE. That's going to be the creation of the UE, you know, the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. The Universal Exchange Unit. Gotta watch it so I don't cross the car here, you know. When I cross, gotta get it on the light, on the light, on the light here, on the light, man. Gotta cross on the light, you know, on the light. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the sun to the mountain. What does that truck have? See, Aspis we have weird things. I'm now focused on the number 5 there, on the number 5, on the number 5, on the number 5. On the number 5 there. I guess there's a reason, but see, Asperger's, it's weird. Back to what I was saying, that's the weirdness of Asperger's. Sometimes we focus, we stare at things like somebody passed, and I didn't mean to stare, you know, but that's an obsessive interest. That's an obsessive interest, which we have to, which not a, it's a symptom. So we tend to stare at things, tend to stare at things, tend to stare at things, you know, tend to stare at things. So the staring at things is, of course, we tend to stare certain things and we're obsessed about some details that it was written in a circle. Maybe there's a circle round about the sun, solar, round about the island, but nonetheless there was a number there, 5, you know. Oh, I was wondering, is it because they have a fleet and then all the fleet has got numbers, whatever the case may be. So whatever that case may be, it is, you know. And of course the sun shining, my Pope the King. The DRT, Debt Refusion TV, for the creation of the UE is the only solution, There's no solution now where we are now, but the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, the Universal Exchange Unit, the Universal Exchange Unit, the Universal Exchange Unit. There's the only solution, the UE. So all the debt, public and private, is going to be the initial money supply for a new central bank, for a new central bank. So all that money, and the public-private debt converted to US dollars is going to finance the creation of a new currency, the UE, Universal Exchange Unit. With all that money, going to be able to rebuild the infrastructure of the collective North America, rebuild the infrastructure. Qu'est-ce qui se passe, madame?
Tout le monde vole.
Moi, j'ai pas volé aujourd'hui.
Non, là, dans le...
pas voler comme ça, non. Elles ne se rendent pas compte parce que c'est pas elles qui payent les comptes. Hein? Parce que si elles payent les comptes, elle va dire. C'est ça le problème.
Ok.
On ne voit pas la partie du
Tu ne
compagnon.
voles pas ici?
Moi, je vole pas, j'ai pas besoin, j'ai
Non,
de la
pas-
nourriture,
pas
j'ai de
toi.
la nourriture.
Pas toi, mais ici.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent?
Non, je
Il
vous
dit
dis
que
que
tout le
elle
monde
comprend.
vole.
Tout le monde?
Les banques, tout ça.
Ça veut dire vous-même aussi, si c'est tout le monde.
Je fais
Vous
les
voulez
ongles.
voler dans les poches à votre
Tu
monsieur?
sais, non, je fais les ongles. Et tu sais qu'est-ce qu'elle a fait?
Ça l'a fait de quoi, madame?
Je crois qu'elle a mis ce qu'elle a voulu dans le prix.
Ok. Mais,
Le
là,
26 est tombé à 69.
mais ça veut dire que même pour bâtir les pyramides, ils ont volé les briques?
On dirait.
Pour bâtir les pyramides?
Monsieur, je vais vous dire, l'être humain est devenu malade de plus en plus. Les
Ils ne
compagnies.
t'appellent pas au téléphone et te demandent
Écoutez,
pour voir
Moi, je
Belle
sais pas,
et
moi,
tout.
j'ai l'Asperger's. Hein. Vous savez c'est quoi l'Asperger's?
C'est quoi?
Vous savez pas c'est quoi l'Asperger's? L'autisme hautement fonctionnel, fait que moi, je suis neurodivergent. Vous savez c'est quoi ces choses-là?
Non.
L'Asperger's, Hans Asperger's. Vous connaissez Hans? C'était un scientifique. Fait que moi, je fais partie d'une minorité de la population mondiale avec
c'est-
l'Asperger's.
C'est bien.
Donc moi, je ne comprends pas certaines choses des interactions sociales.
Ah ouais, vous
Moi,
avez raison.
Je comprends la géopolitique et des choses comme ça.
Très bien. Au revoir, monsieur. Bonne soirée.
Bye bye. Bonne journée à vous. Soyez prudents sur la route. Bye. So I have to tell them that I have Asperger's, you know. Asperger's is a neurodivergence. And I gotta love the seniors, you know. They call me over, so I always gotta go say if they. I thought I needed some help with moving something, and I'm always eager to lend a helping hand to the citizens. I loved working with the CHSLDs. The CHSLDs, I loved it during COVID. It was such a nice practice. CHSLDs, when I worked with the seniors, and I was able to lend a helping hand. I was able to do some improvements where there was a need to do some improvements, and I got some the neck of a senior citizen placed properly, and you build a tool, and was able to do some good. And I said, they built all this. They built the hydroelectric dams. They built the highways in the 20th century. So many things of the civilizational, North American civilizational complex, which we take for granted. So I thought maybe my senior citizens needed some help, but she called over, my auntie, whatever the case may be. And you know, my family here, Quebecer, Canadians, my greater extended family, I got to cross the street prudently and got a great extended family with that, and that's what it is. And showing some love in a practical manner and showing them some respect, you know. They're and I love them. I love the youth. I got love for my fellow senior citizens. I thought Boy was actually wanting to tell me about the people who steal, and I said I don't need to steal, and I just need to be hugged and given business legal business opportunity, business financial opportunities, commercial opportunities like everybody else. And in geopolitics I'm top, dancing on top, and rock and roll. I rock and roll for the seniors also. Everybody gotta love them. They built all this infrastructure. Somebody gotta love them. They built all this the infrastructure. The hydro dams and the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the firefighters. It ain't all about Wall Street. It ain't all about Wall Street. It ain't all about Wall Street. The parks, the butchers, the DRT is the only solution. So we're gonna take all the public and the private debt. So my 10,500, yours, ours, my debt, your debt, our debt. So my debt, our debt, your debt, my debt, your debt, our debt, my debt. Whatever the debt is, all the debt, public and private, public and private debt, my debt, your debt, our debt, all the debt, public and private debt, my 10,000 included, added together, all that money is going to finance a new central bank, North American Central Bank, to issue a new currency called the the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics. That's why I'm calling on my Scorpio brother Bill Gates, Scorpio brother of BlackRock, Blackstone, two financial institutions which are different. Of course, Larry Fink, another Scorpio, Joe Biden, another Scorpio, could be Sagittarius. But of course, whoever else wills and takes all the astrological signs, I'm just noting that those three aforementioned by name are Scorpios, but it doesn't matter, you know. Whatever astrological sign is just takes to point that it takes a public-private partnership to implement my DRT, debt refusion theory, which is the only solution. You can argue all you want. We're going to take all the public-private debt and we're going to set an interest rate level of 10%. We're going to set an interest rate level of 10%. We're going to set an interest rate. We're going to set an interest rate level of 10%. Of 10%. I'm gonna spin in the black bag. I'm gonna spin the black bag. No, spin the black bag. Yeah. So we're gonna set an interest rate level of 10%. It's 148. Still tempted to go to the mountain, but I think there's a storm coming, but some rain. Maybe I'm just gonna go read about Post Canada at home, and it's gonna be a good walk, you know. By the time I get home, I try to reach by 5, so I'm maybe gonna go do a little bit of dance further down and see how we're gonna go towards the sun. I guess we can circumvent, go round about here, my new neighborhood, as I go up and down, and as we go in towards the sun and meditating, doing the DRT. The only solution, the DRT, for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. The Universal Exchange Unit, we're gonna take all the public and the private debt, all the private and the public debt. We're gonna take all the public and the private debt. So all the public private debt is, of course, we're gonna take it, all the PPP, all my private debt, your private debt, all the private debt, private and public debt. All that money is gonna be the initial money supply. All that money is gonna be the initial money supply. Initial money supply. We're gonna set an interest rate level of 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% max. It could be lower than 10%. It could be 3.33, 7.18, 4.18, 9.3, 1.56. Below 10%, 6.1, 9.3, 7.18, 3.33, 1.56, 4.8, below 10%. That's by principle. So it's gonna be below 10% by principle. By principle is gonna be below 10%, 10% by principle. So that's what it's gonna be, below 10% by principle. That's what it's gonna be with that. So that's what it's gonna be, below 10% by principle, no higher than 10%. So that's the solution. We're gonna build the infrastructure of North American Collective, build more hydro dams, more hydro dams. Also gonna be able to mass finance citizens to work out, train, exercise. We're also gonna be able to mass finance citizens for tourism. For tourism, for tourism, for tourism, tourism. Also gonna be able to mass finance fitness, tourism, reconstruction of the infrastructure of North America, and build more hydroelectric dams. Not just those 5, many other things. We're gonna be able to do a lot of good. Freeze the prices of bacon, prices of cheese, prices of butter, prices of milk, the prices of sausages, milk, prices of eggs, butter, price of bacon, price of bread, price of eggs, price of butter, price of cheese, price, of course, of those butters, and price of those XYZ, all the prices here. We're gonna be able to do it and bless it, and they're gonna be able to do it with that, and gonna be able to build more. Oh, I like that red. We're gonna be able to do a lot more with the money. That money is gonna serve a purpose. What's that? Well, those are flowers, man. Flowers, anyways. Help vulnerable communities of the North American Collective. For internal North America, we're going to be able to mass finance the two complementary cooperative institutions. The North American Citizen Integrated Security Service and Defense only. Dragon Army with the complementary Dancing Goddess Army. Dancing Goddess Army. For the North American Collective, the Integrated Dance League, for the environment, for purpose and pleasure. For the environment, for purpose and pleasure, as the body is a temple for purpose and pleasure. So we're going to be able to do lots of good, public good, and defend coast to coast, open up some mountains, build some tunnels, 44 tunnels across North America in case of thermonuclear war, to open up 44 tunnels just like the ones in Tokyo in case of war, and gotta get it RA. Somebody wrote RA there. Yeah, makes me think of retrograde amnesia, you know. I think I'm gonna go towards the sun, my Pope the King, the sun, and the next one, although can go west a bit, and gonna have to switch to that French in a bit, but the DRT is the only solution, and that is the only solution. The debt refusion theory, you can argue all you want, support a dream. The Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom is fundamentally a call for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilizational complex, across North America, the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, for the North America, for my children here, from Montreal, Hawk Island, from the mountain, Mount Royal, my second home, sending some LOVE. It's not all about the money I'm fighting, it takes a bit of love, hug like you never hugged before, encourage all the workout, train, exercise, and we've been on a journey, and we've been on a journey with that, and gotta get it for the drill, and we gotta get it on the go now, so that's what we're gonna be doing on the XYZ, and oh yeah, we gotta be drilling in now, and please no food waste, thank you farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and French, because we la belle province, bienvenue, on est dans la... On est à la marche, on est parti du poste Canada, j'ai une opportunité de travail pour le mois de novembre, et j'espère avoir, parce que vous savez, je suis ouvert pour les affaires, mais maintenant je vis un stress financier, juste un stress financier en ce moment, mais par ça je suis joyeux, content, puis j'ai l'Asperger, j'ai l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, là. Soit l'Asperger, je suis Aspi, donc ça a été quand même difficile pour maintenir un emploi, parce que vous savez, la neurodivergence, ça fait que je suis étrange dans des interactions sociales, puis je fais partie d'une minorité, pas juste que je suis un arc-en-ciel, bien sûr, androgyne, puis j'ai mes forces de rock'n'roll quand je chante, il faut que ça danse, il faut pas que ça arrête, la guitare, le soleil qui brille, le pape, les travailleurs publics qui ramassent les poubelles, merci, vous êtes des athlètes, s'il vous plaît, réduisez les coûts. Les Canadiens vont jouer en soir, ils vont gagner 4-3 contre Toronto. S'il vous plaît, faites une réduction de 44 points. On s'en va vers la montagne. Ok, on s'en va vers la montagne. 44. J'ai décidé d'y aller vers la montagne par ici, là, mais d'habitude je vais pas, là, mais on va aller par ici. On va aller par ici. Oh, quel beau char, wow! Wow, c'est beau ça. Et c'est belle couleur ça, wow! Je voulais pas. Vous voyez, à cause de l'Asperger, j'ai tendance à trop regarder comme trop élevé un peu, là, mais comme pendant trop longtemps, c'est des conditions de neurodivergence, l'Asperger, fait que. Là, je dis, je me dirige vers la montagne ou je me dirige pas vers la montagne. Fait que j'ai dit, ben, je vais me diriger vers la montagne. Fait que c'est sûr. Pensant comme de la neurodivergence, parce que là, on dit que le soleil brille, mais je vais être de retour. À 5 heures, je vais être de retour chez nous. C'est ça que je vais être de retour chez nous à 5 heures. Donc, on s'en va un peu, puis on s'en va de la montagne, puis on fait attention parce que je suis dans le public, fait que j'ai pas les mêmes responsabilités dans le public que j'ai chez nous, fait que avec la neurodivergence, ben, ça a été difficile, mais j'ai mes forces, on a des forces, on les aspire. Vous me parlez de la géopolitique, ben c'est 24 sur 24 de la géopolitique, c'est mon intérêt obsessif, donc puis j'ai même prédit, je marque 5 ans, en 2019, quand j'ai prédit la situation actuelle, d'une manière quand même. Ben, généralement parlant, là, d'une manière générale, pas à chaque détail, avec chaque détail, tu sais. Pas à chaque détail, là, mais d'une manière généralement parlant, j'ai prédit en 2019, parce que, vous voyez, depuis des années, c'est la géopolitique, hein. Je me réveille le matin, nous les Aspergers, on a une routine, puis je me réveille, je fais mes salutations solaires, puis je fais mes salutations solaires, puis je regarde, je fais des analyses en géopolitique. Je fais des analyses en géopolitique, puis c'est des choses comme ça, bien sûr. Fait que l'analyse 24 sur 24, l'analyse de la théorie, mais en géopolitique, c'est quotidiennement, des fois je marche, puis justement, tantôt quand j'étais au Poste Canada, faisant des analyses en mettant mon expérience quand je marche, vis-à-vis le travail, vis-à-vis de tout ce que je fais, j'incorpore dans la géopolitique, je fais une incorporation dans la géopolitique. Et donc, c'est ces choses-là que je dois vivre avec quand même. Comme je vis avec ma cicatrice, puis j'ai habité là-bas pas loin, puis je veux rien retourner en arrière. J'ai laissé une place avec beaucoup de moisissures, puis j'étais malade en dépression. J'ai traversé le Canada en 2017, là. J'ai traversé le Canada en 2017. Et bien sûr, en 2017, j'ai sorti de la dépression. C'est un événement dans ma vie, là. C'est la dépression, puis être suicidaire, mais ça a été une lutte. Je m'en souviens avoir déménagé, puis là, j'attends mes nouvelles des événements de santé de l'hôpital, parce que j'ai vécu une attaque surprise, j'ai vécu une attaque surprise. On m'avait attaqué il y a un couple d'années, mais sur l'île de Montréal, puis je suis tombé, j'avais le bras disloqué, j'étais allé à l'hôpital, ils m'ont replacé, puis j'étais out pendant un couple de jours. Fait que j'ai de la misère à me souvenir ma vie avant cet événement-là. Salut! Ma vie avant cet événement dans ma vie. Oh, j'ai 5 secondes. Faites attention, c'est bon. Il me reste 5 secondes, mais il m'a laissé passer, il s'est arrêté. Mais ici, c'est un coin qu'il faut faire attention, là. Même si vous avez la vie, ben, il s'est rendu compte fait que c'était arrêté, mais il faut toujours faire la prévention, regarder de la gauche à droite. Puis des fois, les freins fonctionnent mal. Ça fonctionne pas les freins. Puis des fois, bien sûr, là, ça fonctionne pas les freins. Puis des fois, bien sûr, le soleil peut briller fort d'une étincelle. Puis par erreur, ça peut peser sur l'accélérateur à la place de peser sur le frein. Fait que là, le soleil s'abrite. Ici, dans mon ancien quartier, il y a un couple d'années, j'ai déménagé il y a 7-8 ans. Je ne me souviens pas exactement, 2016. Et en 2017, ça fait 7 ans, j'ai traversé le Canada, j'ai sorti de la dépression, là. En 2019, en octobre, parce que le mois d'octobre, c'est le mois de la géopolitique pour moi, donc je fais des analyses et théories en géopolitique au quotidien, mais le mois d'octobre, je fais des analyses majeures, tu sais. Fait qu'en faisant ces analyses majeures, c'est ça bien sûr que je fais au quotidien, mais c'est bien sûr des choses mensuelles, bien sûr par année, bien sûr que je fais. Tu sais, chaque année, chaque mois d'octobre, c'est le mois de la géopolitique pour moi-même. Fait que c'est ça que je fais. C'est ça que je fais, bien sûr. J'ai prédit la situation actuelle en 2019. En octobre. En octobre.
Ah ouais! Regardez comme ça.
Puis avoir vécu cet événement de violence extrême, par surprise, je suis hyper vigilant des fois. J'ai l'hypervigilance, puis je joue la défense. J'ai eu mon épisode de pirates siliens. Oh, j'ai 7 secondes. Je vais attendre un peu, là, dans le soleil. J'ai décidé de changer de trajectoire, de m'en aller à la montagne. On doit saluer les pompiers. Quelqu'un, il faut qu'il les aime, les pompiers, les boulangers, puis les travailleurs de l'Hydro-Québec, les travailleurs de l'Hydro-Québec. C'est super important, tu sais, de faire une méditation dans le contexte géopolitique, de la géopolitique. C'est super important de méditer sur tout ce qu'on a quand même. En Amérique du Nord, c'était complexe. Imaginez-vous, juste avoir l'électricité dans mon portable, dans les cellulaires. Ici, ben, au 20e siècle, tellement de travail, ça a été fait, les 63 centrales, là. Les nouvelles centrales à la romaine, tu sais. Puis dans le contexte de géopolitique, tu sais, pensez à ça. Là. Dans le terme de géopolitique, s'il y avait un sabotage, tu sais. Un sabotage, tu sais. C'est possible. C'est possible. C'est des possibilités qui peuvent arriver au quotidien. C'est des choses. Hein. Ici à Montréal, mais, comme j'ai dit, mais. Je m'en souviens pas exactement c'était quelle date, c'est ça, j'attends. Je vais attendre de l'hôpital. C'était quand j'ai vécu. C'était quand j'ai vécu cet événement dans ma vie. Cet événement dans ma vie, bien sûr. C'était en 2000. Je ne sais pas, je m'en souviens pas. Je sais que j'ai bien des cicatrices sur le corps, sur les parties privées androgènes, étant androgène et pansexuel, là. Dragon arc-en-ciel, mais je joue la défense. Défensive, comme si je défendrais Purdy, puis Tom Brady dans le Super Bowl. Football américain que j'aime, même si la danse est mon sport préféré quand même. Fait que c'est des choses importantes. Puis il faut que je dise encore la gratitude, même si je vis un stress financier, mais j'ai de la nourriture, j'ai du café, mon loyer est payé, j'ai une connexion Internet chez nous. J'ai une connexion d'Internet. J'ai une meilleure place. Si j'aurais resté où j'habitais avant, mais j'aurais été mort en prison. J'aurais été peut-être mort en prison, mais je me souviens, j'étais. Je me souviens pas. J'étais attaqué par surprise, puis. Tombé. La main disloquée, puis. J'ai déménagé. Ça, cet événement-là, c'était passé où j'habitais avant, avec beaucoup de moisissures. J'ai déménagé, bien sûr. Fait que j'ai commencé à m'entraîner en 2017. J'ai traversé le Canada, puis cet événement-là, mais en 2017, en août et en septembre, en traversant le Canada de côte à côte, ça a fait sortir de la dépression. Fait que je suis sorti de la dépression, j'ai commencé à m'entraîner. En 2019, en octobre, j'ai prédit qu'est-ce qui se passe maintenant. En 2019, en octobre, le mois d'octobre, là, c'est le mois de la géopolitique. La géopolitique, c'est mon intérêt obsessif, mais au point de vue que j'y connais, puis c'est ça, je fais des analyses et théories au quotidien, puis j'ai prévu qu'est-ce qui se passe maintenant en octobre 2019, d'une manière généralement parlant, par chaque détail, chaque événement, chaque soldat, chaque événement par événement par événement, en détail qui est arrivé, là, mais d'une manière généralement parlant, j'ai prédit la situation actuelle. Fait que je suis un analyste et théoricien en géopolitique indépendant, mais c'est ça que je fais moi-même, 24 sur 24, 24 sur 24, puis c'est des analyses profondes, puis quotidiennement, mais c'est ça que j'aime faire. Puis je veux travailler dans ce domaine, j'ai créé mon propre système d'entraînement parallèlement. En 2019, je suis mystique aussi, je crois à la réincarnation, des choses comme ça, mais je fais partie de la communauté LGBTQ, puis les aspis, on est neurodivergent, c'est pas une maladie mentale, c'est l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, autisme A, H hautement fonctionnel, A, H, F, l'HF. Fait qu'en étant sur le spectre de l'autisme, ce n'est pas une maladie mentale, il y a beaucoup de confusion, c'est pas une désordre, c'est pas une maladie mentale, c'est une condition de neurodivergence psychique et mentale, ça fait que on a certains symptômes qui peuvent être étranges, soit des fois regarder les objets trop proches de l'œil, en étant obsédé par certaines choses, comme ça peut être un détail petit écrit ici, d'où que ça provient, la provenance de certains produits pour moi-même. Je regarde les pays d'origine, j'inspecte les pays d'origine, puis des choses comme ça. Puis on a des intérêts obsessifs. Ma trinité d'intérêts obsessifs, la sainte trinité de votre dragon androgène qui est pansexuel, là, c'est la géopolitique 24 sur 24, l'entraînement physique, la danse est mon sport préféré, puis bien sûr, le rock'n'roll. On est à Montréal, les nuages, faut qu'on le regarde pareil. On danse ben c'est chic, ben physique, ben c'est chic. Que ça soit la belle province, il faut que je m'avance. J'ai 5 secondes, 4, 3, 2, 1, juste attends. 5 secondes. C'est tout, qu'est-ce qui me passait? Oh, il y a le drapeau du Québec sur la voiture. Avec la fleur de lys, ça prend bien dans l'arc-en-ciel, le bleu, le blanc, le rouge. Si vous me parlez pas de la danse, l'amour, bâtir d'autres centrales, je veux rien savoir. Si vous me parlez pas d'amour, bâtir d'autres centrales, puis un couple de pyramides de la belle province qu'on puisse le faire ensemble, je veux rien savoir. Je regarde la tête vers la montagne, ça tape des mains puis des pieds puis pas de guitare. Puis je chante le rock'n'roll, c'est mon intérêt obsessif, Et je regarde la gauche, la droite quand je traverse. C'est super important que je sois prudent, bien sûr. En regardant ici, puis je fais des méditations profondes. Pour qu'est-ce qui se passe dans ce monde. Puis bien sûr, mes initiatives sont pour le collectif de civilisation de l'Amérique du Nord. Parce que je suis québécois, canadien, nord-américain. Même si je peux faire des analyses profondes, puis je connais en détail académique, d'une manière académique, les idéologies, les points de vue de certains dirigeants majeurs des pays majeurs, des régions, des nations, des États, des civilisations. Ça reste que mes initiatives, mes protocoles. Hey, mon rêve, qui est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé, mais ça reste que c'est pour le Québec, le Canada, le complexe nord-américain. Parce que j'ai jamais vécu, là. J'ai jamais vécu en Chine, j'ai jamais vécu en Ukraine, j'ai jamais vécu au Moyen-Orient. Dans d'autres vies, oui, mais bon, on est le 2024 en octobre, fait que des fois, ça sert à rien vraiment que je prenne une position sur certains conflits, car ils ont leurs armées, ils font leurs armées, nous on a l'armée ici, défense ici. Puis pour la défense, ben, il faut qu'on mette un nouveau protocole. Un nouveau protocole, ben, aller changer des couches, disons. Aller changer des couches. Je dis ça à mon frère Bill Blair, avec amour, mais vous n'êtes pas des mercenaires, là. Vous n'êtes pas des mercenaires, vous n'êtes pas des mercenaires, vous n'êtes pas des mercenaires, vous n'êtes pas des mercenaires. Il faut aller changer des couches, là. Il faut aller changer des couches, tu sais. Il faut aller changer des couches, là. Voir qui que vous défendez, ben, il faut avoir des beaux salaires. Il faut avoir des beaux salaires, c'est sûr. Être bien nourri. Et tout, mais quand même, là. Pas des mercenaires, je veux rien savoir qui restent loin, l'Atlantique, le Pacifique, qui traversent pas le voir puis m'espionner parce qu'il n'y a rien à m'espionner. J'ai un petit clitopénis avec des cicatrices. Ben, j'ai mes propres cicatrices, mon amnésie rétrograde. Ben, je m'en souviens. Avoir survécu la COVID, j'ai souffert à cause de l'Asperger. J'ai perdu de l'emploi, perdu de l'opportunité durant la COVID. J'en ai eu de l'emploi, j'ai perdu l'opportunité de l'emploi. Puis j'en ai fait, puis je suis ouvert pour les affaires maintenant. Mais je dois dire, wow, ça a été bien peinturé, ça. Regardez ça. Il y a eu bien de la peinture là-dessus. Regardez ça. Wow, camion, là. Wow, c'est un camion avec beaucoup de peinture, là, ça fait. Et voilà. Fait que des fois, tu sais, je suis... à cause de cet événement-là, j'ai une certaine hypervigilance. J'ai une certaine hypervigilance dans ma vie, là, mais il faut être prudent, tu sais, puis je suis juste pour la défense. Pour la défense de l'Amérique du Nord, mais ma famille, tous ceux qui viennent habiter avec nous, qui vivent, là, comme Québécois, c'est de ma famille, puis Canada, mais en 2017, quand j'ai traversé le Canada, mais j'ai sorti de la dépression, puis j'ai fondé un esprit de corps solide. J'ai fondé un esprit de corps solide avec le Québec, le Canada, puis tous ceux qui vivent, nos frères et sœurs, mais Premières Nations, nos frères et sœurs des Premières Nations, on a fait une réconciliation. Mes frères et sœurs noirs, des fois, on a des discriminations dans le subconscient. Moi-même, j'en ai vécu. Les dernières années à cause de l'Asperger's, ben, je sais pas, mais en ligne aussi, mais contre les LGBTQ, mais ça arrive, là, c'est nouveau, mais je sais pas si c'est venu d'où, là, parce que sur Internet d'ailleurs, pis tout ça, mais en ligne, quand je suis ouvert, mais Québec, non, à Montréal, non, on m'a jamais dit, mais la plupart, ils commencent à rire, peut-être moi aussi, je suis bicurieux, ou ils disent, t'as le droit, puis ils sourient, puis le bon peuple, ben, tu sais, il y en a bien, vu qu'au Québec, fait que là-dessus, il n'y a pas de problème. Tant que vous ne me pitchez pas de l'eau bénite, je veux rien savoir, donnez-moi des bisous, des câlins, puis du rock'n'roll, la bière à la place de l'eau bénite, mais je vous lave les pieds, il n'y a pas de problème. Si vous voulez juste me le demander, je vous lave les pieds, moi, il n'y a pas de problème. Je vous lave les pieds, moi, il n'y a pas de problème, là. Moi aussi, j'aimerais ça, un massage, un lavage de pieds, mais les pompiers ont besoin plus que moi, fait que financer les pompiers, un massage. Pompiers, les boulangers, les infirmières, tous ceux qui travaillent dans l'administration publique, hein, c'est un gros privilège, tout ça, avoir bâti tout ça, là. Le beau, avoir bâti tout ce qu'on a bâti, là, les centrales d'Hydro-Québec, là, c'est un privilège, la civilisation, avoir de l'eau potable, là, les gratte-ciels, les fermes dans le 20e siècle. Beau soleil, ça prend du travail, ben. Moi, j'en fais du travail, j'aime ça le travail, mais avec l'Asperger's, il y a certaines choses de la société que nous, les Aspergers, on ne les comprend pas du point de vue neurotypique. On les comprend d'une neurodivergence. Fait que les choses comme le parlage dans le dos, tout ça, on a de la misère, on ne comprend pas ça. Parce que nous, on discute des idées, hein, des idées que les gens ont, des idées, des philosophies, des choses comme ça, puis les actions à prendre pour des solutions. Fait que c'est plus difficile pour les aspis. Ceux qui ont l'autisme hautement fonctionnel, mais il y en a qui disent que c'est un point de transition. Un point de transition. Elles sont belles, ça. Elles sont belles. Ouais, ça avait mon secret, pas besoin de m'espionner, j'adore les belles fleurs jaunes, là. de couleur. Là. Oh, c'est beau ça. Salutations aux travailleurs publics. Un bon embellissement de nos villes. Il faut que je les apprécie quand je suis dans le public. Fait. Mon rêve, c'est pour le collectif nord-américain, c'est fondamentalement un appel à un partenariat public-privé. Tu sais. Si je vais à l'oratoire, ben, ça serait bien sûr pour y aller à l'oratoire pour chanter, puis je peux vous laver les pieds là, y a pas de problème. Tu sais. Lavage de pieds, je peux le faire. Là. A besoin d'un peu de couleur. Là. You know? Fait que c'est ça. Et la TRD, il faut que je la discute maintenant. C'est l'unique solution. Quelle heure qui est? Hein? 2h18, je vais me rendre chez nous avant à 5h max. J'ai du lavage à faire, j'ai du travail à faire. Oh, je vais voir qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait. Parce que je n'étais pas au courant la dernière fois quand ils ont fait. Là, ça a changé un peu. Fait que je vais juste rentrer, pas du point de vue spirituel. Le pape, moi j'ai mon pape, le soleil, là. Ah, ils ont fait des nouveaux escaliers, genre. En fait, des nouveaux, là, qu'ils ont fait, mais... Ah, ouais. Fait qu'ils ont fait quand même du renouveau un peu. Fait que... Ah, ouais, OK. Ah, c'est intéressant, mais... Moi, c'est le pape, c'est le soleil, mais... C'est des choses comme ça, mais... Je laisse un peu de couleur, mais... Pas de problème. Lavage de pied, y a pas de problème. Fait que... C'est des choses, c'est moi-même, tu sais, il faut que je médite sur ces choses-là, puis... Ah, c'est ça qu'ils ont bâti là-bas. Ils ont fait de la construction ici. Ils ont fait de la construction, le nouveau ciment là-bas, fait que... C'est ça, je voulais voir, ça. Ça, c'est nouveau. Tout ça, là-bas, là, c'est nouveau, ça. Mais quand même, un peu de rouge, un peu d'arc-en-ciel, ça serait une bonne idée, là. Un beau thématique pour en mettre, tu sais. Pour en faire, ben, une bonne thématique, puis... Il y a des gens qui viennent, puis... Ils viennent ici, puis... Ils sont bien sécures, puis libres de venir, puis voir, tu sais. C'est des choses comme ça, pour les faire, bien sûr. Pour les faire, bien sûr. Pour les faire dans le goût, puis voir le beau soleil qui chante. Moi, c'est ça mon pape, le soleil, mais... Ça, c'est mon pape à moi-même, mais... Je vais pas monter jusqu'en haut, mais... Peut-être, je vais-tu monter, mais... Si je monte, je m'en vais par l'autre bord. Ok, on va monter. Fait que là, je veux discuter la TRD, là. Théorie de la refusion de la dette. On va y aller vers en haut. Juste comme ça. Peut-être on n'ira pas à la montagne, parce que on change de direction un peu. Mais c'est quand même ici. Je pourrais courir, faire des courses en bas puis en haut ici. Là. On pourrait m'en faire l'entraînement pour Dragon contre Trump. Dragon contre Trump ici. Dragon contre Trump. Dragon contre Trump ici. Ah ouais. C'est ça qu'ils ont bâti là-bas. Tout ça. Me demander qu'est-ce qu'ils avaient fait. Comme la construction. C'est ça. Ça, c'est nouveau, ça. Ah, c'est le côté ici. Ça, c'est nouveau aussi. Ça, il n'y avait pas ça. Ça, c'est pas... Ça, c'est nouveau ici. Puis là, il y a un beau coucher de soleil quand même. Vous pouvez voir la ville, mais... Du point de vue que je trouve ça beau, là, mais... C'est l'oratoire, les nuages. Bien sûr qu'il faut... Ben, le coucher de soleil, là, c'est par là, parce que... Ça dépend de la saison, mais... Si ça vous intéresse, c'est sûr que... C'est gris un peu pour moi-même, là, mais... C'est beau comme architecture, je trouve ça beau, puis... Je trouve ça beau comme architecture, mais... Vous savez, moi, je veux bâtir les toits, tu sais. Les toits... Aidez-moi, je vous lave les pieds, je vous donne des massages, je vous donne des bisous pour construire le temple de la déesse oubliée, 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 le temple de la déesse oubliée. La pyramide. Écarlate, rouge, c'est écarlate. du dragon arc-en-ciel, là, puis palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, là. Le palais du peuple arc-en-ciel, mais qui veut me soutenir, je veux descendre puis monter ces escaliers peut-être, comme pour Donald, Dragon versus Trump, Dragon versus Trump, mais ah ouais, c'est curieux de voir qu'est-ce qu'on bâtit, mais c'est nouveau ça quand même. On va peut-être pouvoir aller par en arrière, là. Oh ouais. Ça vous pouvez le voir, ça vous pouvez voir. Ça vous pouvez voir, ça vous pouvez voir là-bas, vous pouvez voir là-bas, puis bien faire par là, regardez ça. Belle métropole. Belle métropole, belle métropole. Belle métropole, belle métropole. Ici, ouais, ah, ok, c'est fermé par là. C'est par ici, peut-être qu'on puisse rentrer pour aller en haut et faire la circonflexion par là-bas. On voit les montagnes. Ça, c'est l'est de la ville. Ça, c'est l'est. Ça, c'est l'ouest. Non, c'est pas correction. Ouais, ça, c'est l'est. Ça, c'est le nord. Ça, c'est ouest. Et ça, c'est par l'est, là-bas, l'est. Puis le nord. Ouais, ici. Ça, c'est l'île de Montréal. Vous pouvez voir tous les bâtiments qui ont été bâtis. Hein. L'Amérique du Nord, c'est un gros privilège, ça. Juste la civilisation, avoir de l'eau potable, tout ça, mais c'est quasiment qu'il faut défendre. Puis moi, c'est pour la défense, bien sûr. Fait que je vais monter, puis je vais bien sûr monter jusqu'en haut, puis faire une méditation qui vous allez aider à construire le temple de la déesse oubliée avec le temple de la déesse oubliée, puis en regardant vers le sud, vers le nord, vers l'ouest, on monte, puis on descend. Quelqu'un qui veut m'aider à construire dans la déesse, mais oubliez, puis wow, ça c'est des escaliers que je pourrais faire 300 fois, mais pour Donald versus Trump, et c'est quand même, ouais, comment c'est haut là, ça commence à être haut quand même là. Wow, mais voilà. Wow. Ouais, ça fait un couple d'années que je suis pas venu. Je suis venu durant la COVID. Mais c'est haut ici, je préfère l'entraînement, mais le sport, puis d'autres entraînements, mais c'est bien sûr, on peut sortir par le côté, fait que si on va faire le tour, puis on revoit l'avion. C'est un bout, je suis pas venu. Couple d'années, là. Ouais, regardez, ça vaut la peine de défendre hein, de côte à côte les 2,5 millions de Montréalais et tous ceux qui viennent nous rejoindre de Montréal, l'île de Montréal, puis là-bas c'est la montagne, ça c'est le Mont-Royal, ça. Là-bas c'est le Mont-Royal puis Outremont, puis là-bas c'est l'Université de Montréal. Puis là, on voit vers le sud, vers l'est. Fait comme l'est, comme un peu nord-est. Fait que là, c'est le nord. Là, c'est l'ouest. Vous pouvez voir la rivière. Vous pouvez voir la rivière. L'île de Montréal est entourée de la rivière, bien sûr. Fait que, hey, c'est beau, ça. C'est beau. Fait que, je sais pas comment que ça va sur le caméra, là, mais quand même. Vous pouvez voir jusqu'en haut, mais je vais pas jusqu'en haut, mais ça, c'est quand même, bien sûr... peut-être quand ils sont venus, mais je suis content d'être incarnation, j'ai été né homme, femme des fois, homme, femme, puis c'est ça que ça a fait, bien sûr, et bien sûr, c'est des choses qu'il faut faire, bien sûr, ensemble, pour ces choses, pour les faire moi-même, donc c'est des choses qu'il faut que je fasse, et c'est des choses qu'il faut qu'on regarde, pour les faire, pour faire l'entraînement physique. Je vous encourage, ici c'est beau faire l'entraînement physique, mais bien sûr, je ne vais pas rentrer dedans pour voir ça, mais c'est quand même une beauté exceptionnelle pour les voir, pour les faire. Vous voyez les montagnes qui sont là, bien sûr, pour le faire. C'est toujours une méditation. Comment je défendrais ça dans le contexte géopolitique? Ça serait de côte à côte de géopolitique, bien sûr, pour le faire. Et bien sûr, c'est de côte à côte. Hein? L'Amérique du Nord, qu'on s'unisse, et bien sûr, pour le faire, et puis pour voir, et bien sûr, pour le faire, bien sûr, pour le faire. Voir toute la construction. Imaginez-vous le travail qui a été fait, les aqueducs en dessous de la terre, c'est wow! Hey, bravo! Puis ça, c'est beau, je trouve. C'est beau d'une manière de l'archéologie archéologique, mais d'une autre manière, ça a besoin d'un peu de couleur. Fait que on va discuter la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. Théorie de la refusion de la dette. La TRD, qu'est-ce que c'est la TRD? C'est la théorie de la refusion. On va voir le poème. Y a-t-il un poème ici? Parcourir. Ça, c'est comme sur le Mont-Royal. Parcourir. Chemin de croix. Ah ouais. Indiqué un peu, mais on y va par en arrière. Ça fait un bout que je suis pas venu. Ça fait longtemps que je suis pas venu, mais vous pouvez voir ici. Je peux marcher sur les escaliers. 300 fois pour 300$ pour ces escaliers-là ou les autres ou l'autre d'en bas, mais pour une cause quelconque, quelqu'un voudrait, mais là il faut que je mets parce que là il commence. C'est de la tonnerre, une tempête qui s'en vient. Peut-être. C'est fret là. C'est fret là. Ah, il a commencé à faire fret, ça a descendu, comme il n'y a plus de soleil. La tempête de la tonnerre, peut-être ça vient de la gauche ou de la droite. Pour en faire, on y va. On fait la TRD, pour la refusion de la dette, la refusion de la dette, pour monter sur les escaliers. Pour monter sur les escaliers maintenant. Je vais aller jusqu'en haut, mais je pense pas que je vais aller à la montagne aujourd'hui. Je pense que on va peut-être faire de la danse en haut ici quelque part. Et là, s'il commence à mouiller, on dirait bien sûr qu'il commence à mouiller, fait que je dois discuter la TRD, théorie, R, refusion, D de la dette. Qu'est-ce que c'est la TRD? La TRD, c'est ma théorie qu'il faut faire l'implémentation le plus tôt possible. Mes chers, la TRD, la théorie, R, refusion, D, de la dette, la TRD, c'est la seule et unique solution en ce moment pour nous sortir d'où qu'on est rendu avec le paiement de la dette pour faire de la gauche, de la droite que vous soyez, la TRD, c'est la seule et unique solution, mes chers Québécois et Québécoises. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution en regardant, bien sûr, une forme, regarde, ça va-t-il aller par en haut? Ouais, je pense. Je vais juste regarder un peu le côté ici, là, quand même. Mais je vois quelque chose, mais ça a l'air d'un animal là-bas. Vous le voyez-vous sur la caméra? Un animal étrange. Peut-être qu'il y a l'Asperger's. Peut-être l'autisme hautement fonctionnel aussi. Peut-être androgyne qui est pansexuel, là, comme moi-même. Peut-être pas, peut-être. Ah, je sais pas, mais en tout cas, on y va en haut. Fait que la TRD, théorie, R, refusion, D de la dette. C'est la seule et unique solution qu'on puisse faire l'implémentation pour nous sauver, nous sauter. Hey, il y a bien les escaliers que je puisse faire l'entraînement physique ici l'automne. Qu'est-ce que vous en dites? Vous financez? Parce que là, si j'ai l'emploi demain, ça va être, je vais commencer en novembre. Fait que de demain, c'est le 10, fait que j'aurai comme 40 quelques jours. Et mon dernier rythme de 44 jours, ça finit le 22-23 octobre, quand le Scorpion débute. Puis là, je peux discuter bien sûr de la théorie de la refusion de la dette, la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette. Je peux moi-même faire la discussion de la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, la TRD qui inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire, la théorie d'intégration monétaire, la théorie d'intégration monétaire, la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Et bon, pourquoi je dis que c'est la seule et unique théorie? Car aujourd'hui, on paye, écoutez ça, on paye 44 correction sur la dette publique. L'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique, c'est 46,5 milliards. 1 milliard, c'est à 1000 millions. 1 milliard, c'est à 1000 millions, mes chers. 1 milliard, c'est à 1000 millions. 1000 millions, 1000 millions. 1 milliard, c'est à 1000 millions. Fait qu'il faut faire... Ça, c'est un beau jardin, je trouve. Un beau jardin. Ça, c'est beau, ça, c'est un beau jardin. Un beau jardin. Et bien sûr, on va faire l'implémentation de la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, pour en faire, bien sûr, l'implémentation de cette théorie. On va faire, bien sûr, la TRD. Fait que c'est la seule et unique solution, la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, pour la création de cette nouvelle monnaie, Fait que je vais vous l'expliquer maintenant. Fait que la TRD, c'est T pour théorie, R pour refusion, D de la dette. La TRD, théorie de la dette, TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, vu et dû au fait qu'on paye 46,5 milliards. 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards d'intérêts sur la dette publique. 46,5 milliards sur la dette publique. C'est 46,5 milliards sur la dette publique qu'on paye. Fait que là, c'est 1 milliard, c'est à 9 zéros. C'est à 9 zéros, 1 milliard. Il faut tenir compte de ça, que c'est à 9 zéros. C'est à 9 zéros. 1 milliard, c'est 1000 millions, ça. Fait que ma TRD, ça contient la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Cette théorie financière, c'est la théorie qu'ils ont faite en Europe. Les Européens, ils ont enlevé toute leur monnaie. En Allemagne, ils ont fait, bien sûr, ils ont fait l'implémentation de cette théorie. Et bien sûr, cette théorie, c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette, qui inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire, ce qui est la théorie qui ont fait, bien sûr, l'implémentation, bien sûr, pour l'implémentation de la dette. La TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, théorie de la refusion de la dette, théorie de la refusion de la dette. Fait que bien sûr, la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, il faut faire l'implémentation, il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Donc, vu qu'on paye 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards, 46,5 milliards d'intérêts sur la dette publique. Qui, ma TRD, ça contient la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est la seule et unique solution. Donc, on va prendre toute la dette publique-privée. Ma TRD, ça contient la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est exactement ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. En Europe, ils ont fait la création de cette nouvelle monnaie. Fait que la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, il faut prendre toute la dette publique-privée, mon 10 000 incluant, j'ai un 10 000 $ de dette. Fait que ma TRD, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Fait qu'on va prendre toute la dette publique ainsi que privée, toute la dette publique-privée, on va la prendre, on va faire une refusion. Fait que tout ça, toute la dette, on va ramasser ensemble. on va faire l'ajout, on va additionner. Fait qu'on va devoir ramasser tout ça ensemble, puis faire le 10 000, mon 10 000, ton 10 000, son 10 000, combien qui est. Tout ça ensemble, on va faire la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Fait que toute la dette publique-privée, ça a donné un nouveau chiffre. On va faire la conversion en devise des États-Unis, puis on va faire la création d'une nouvelle banque. On va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10% maximum. Avec cet argent-là, toute la dette publique-privée convertie en devise des États-Unis, on va faire la création d'une nouvelle monnaie, parce que c'est pour ça que je vous dis, ma TRD, ça contient la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Pour la création de l'UI. U point unité, E point échange universel. UI, la création de l'unité échange universel, la création de l'unité d'échange universel. Puis avec ça, on va rebâtir l'infrastructure de l'Amérique du Nord, on va bâtir plus de centrales, on va financer des centrales de l'Hydro-Québec, financer les gens à faire l'entraînement physique, financer bien sûr les gens au tourisme. Fait qu'on va faire beaucoup de bien avec ça. C'est la seule et unique solution, mais il n'y en a pas d'autre, la TRD pour la création de l'UI.